Well, welcome to the Banks Homes Riverside for the T20.
Well, there's a great John Bon Jovi once sang, we're halfway there. The Durham women couldn't quite get the job done here at the Banks Homes Riverside. The question is now, will the men, as they welcome Derbyshire Falcons to Chester Street? It's a question where you can only find the answer right here. Welcome along to Durham Live. Yes, hello there, wherever you're watching, wherever you are in the world, or perhaps you're watching exclusively live on Fan Code in India. Welcome along to the Banks Homes Riverside here in Chester Street, and welcome along to Durham Live in association with Daffa News. I'm Andy Sixsmith, and like I was saying just then, we are halfway through today's double-header offering. Durham women falling to defeat against the Bears. Can the men fare any better? They take on bottom of the North Group Derbyshire Falcons starting in about 28 minutes or so, which gives us plenty of time to look ahead to what should be an absolutely cracking encounter this Wednesday evening, right here on Durham Live in association with Daffa News. If this is the first time that you've tuned into us, you're in for an absolute treat. Beautiful weather here in Chester Street, perfect conditions for cricket, and plenty of analysis, commentary coming your way this Wednesday evening. Lots to get into then, but certainly we want to hear from you guys as well on social media. Use the hashtag #ForTheNorth on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you're watching us around the world on our YouTube streaming service, well, give us a question and we will try and answer as many as we possibly can. But it would be absolutely class to get to hear from you this Wednesday evening. And I tell you what, folks, we are in for a treat over the next 10 minutes or so, because it's going to be class to meet a superstar here at Durham. We've got him in here. He's already settled in. Absolutely beautiful. A fantastic bloke, and great to see him here at Durham as well. It's a big, big welcome and a big Durham Live debut to Cody Yousef. Oh, sorry, and Ash Thorpe's here as well. Sorry about that, guys. I nearly forgot you there, Ash. I'm only joking. Cody, welcome along, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good. Thanks for the introduction. That was lovely. I'm good. Sun has been out today. It's been a lovely day.
We're never normally that nice. It's only because South Africa are generally on top against Australia in the World Test Final. Sorry, Ash. I couldn't resist that. You all right, Ash? You've had 5 minutes break since the women?
I've had a little wander around, and the atmosphere around the ground is actually really good.
It's good.
The crowd's starting to build up a little bit from the girls' game, and I think we're in for a cracker tonight.
They heard Cody Yousef was in the Durham Live studio, I reckon. They're staying away. They're all watching on YouTube, wanting to know what Cody's got to say. And I've got to start in only one place, Cody, and that is, how are you enjoying Durham? How are you enjoying Chester Street so far?
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal experience for me. Obviously, my first time coming over playing county cricket. When I got to England, the weather was absolutely beautiful. Sun was out. When I came to Durham, I think we had a few days of lovely sun, and then it's been cold and windy from there. But other than that, the people have been unbelievable, very welcoming. I feel like this is my home, and I've been enjoying my cricket as well.
And then you landed here at the Durham Live studio, so I don't know what you've done to deserve that anyway, mate. Has Ashley Thorpe not given you the guided tour yet, or not? Around Chester Street, Durham? He's not giving you a tour?
I don't know. A few of the guys have given me a bit of an idea of what to do. A few of the guys have taken me to a few coffee shops and what have you. It's a beautiful town, I must be honest. But yeah, not much from Ash.
Plummet, heck, Ash, you're letting standards slip.
Yeah, you get used to that.
It's basically a crash tour around Durham Live in the first 2.5 minutes, to be honest, Cody. How did it come about in the first place? Because I hear there was a good chat with Bedders to come to Durham.
Yeah, so we played our 4-day final back home, our domestic final back home, and I think it was the day after that, I got a message from Bedders asking if I'd be keen to come over and play some county cricket for Durham.
Yeah.
Obviously, in a heartbeat, I said, yes, I would love that. And then Marcus North got in touch with me, and before I knew it, I was on a plane making my way down to Worcester, making my debut for county.
It's a whistle stop tour. Like, I've got to be honest. How do you feel it's gone so far? Because I mean, you got what, 6 wickets on debut? It's not a bad start, is it?
Yeah. I think it's been quite good for me in that sense. I think I'm on 17 wickets at the moment.
Yeah.
Played about 4 games, so yeah. In terms of performances and stuff, have gone. It's been quite unbelievable, if I must be honest.
How do you feel like he's gone so far, Ash?
Yeah, really good. I think he mentioned off air there that we had a couple of interviews and stuff together. Yeah. And the thing that impressed me was the home game here. I think Worcester, you would agree, was a pretty nice wicket for you to bowl on.
Yeah. Lovely wicket.
100%. And then to come here on a really good batting pitch, he was the man that Alex Lees threw the ball to when Durham needed something. And I know he's sitting here, and I hate to be nice when people are sitting right next to me, but he runs in, he provides energy, and he provides real ball speed, which is what you need here at the Riverside.
And of course, some big names here at the Riverside as well, Cody. Have you had a chat with the England captain yet? Have you sat down with Stokesy or not?
Funny story is I I actually faced Stokesy in the nets yesterday. He gave me a few bruises. But yeah, it was lovely, obviously. Just I think it was my first, or not, I think it was my first time facing Stokesy, and lovely to say that I've obviously got that under the belt. Yeah. I've faced Stokesy in a short spell. Very, very good bowler. Yeah. Just phenomenal to obviously be alongside some of the superstars in the change room.
When you do face Ben Stokes in the nets, coming from someone who has never and never ever will face Ben Stokes in the nets, how much do you learn from such an encounter like that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn from an encounter like that. His lengths that he bowls are not quite the same as what you're generally facing.
Yeah.
He moves the ball quite late as well. Very skillful in the sense of he can take the ball away, bring it back at you. Yeah. So you always got to engage with the ball and kind of track it as far as you can, because if you don't, you can just find your off peg or something like that getting hit. So, or your own body. So, I mean, yeah, it's quite a good experience. Obviously, just getting out in the net and experiencing how it is to face Stokesy.
Absolutely. You ever faced Stokes in the net, Ash?
When he was a kid, yeah.
It was probably just
brilliant.
as quick then, was he?
He was a strong boy. He had a few issues with his action and stuff like that. Yeah. But what people won't see, and what Cody's probably had a sneak preview of, is the man's work ethic. He is here every day. Yeah. And when he trains, he doesn't just rock up to train. He trains at 110, 120%. Probably to the point where you're thinking, how does this man do it? And that's when he gets out into the middle, it almost becomes easy for him, because he's done all that hard work beforehand. All the pressure, all the work goes into it before, and he rocks up and plays, and you see the rewards out on the field. Yeah,
it's crazy to see. Cody, obviously, whether Stokes' impact or your 17 wickets, something has worked for you, because you've got the test call up to South Africa. And I must say, with the South African bowling lineup as it is, that's no mean feat in itself. How did you find out? Talk us through when you knew that you were going to be called up to the test outfit.
So the head coach, Shukri Conrad, gave me a call, I think it was about a week ago.
Yeah.
He asked me if I'm still in the UK. I told him yes, I am. He asked me how the weather is. I'm enjoying my time. I obviously said it's a little bit chilly.
Yeah, but gave a glowing review of Chester Street.
Yeah, gave a glowing review of Chester Street. Like I said, Durham's a beautiful town. The people here are amazing. So it's definitely, I think, always, if you have good people around you, it makes your experience a lot better. So that has helped me quite a lot in that sense. But yeah, so Shukri gave me a call, and he basically told me I need to get in contact with Marcus North and what have you, and see where how that's gonna sit with them. Chatted to Northie, and they were quite happy for me to obviously go on and play some international cricket. So yeah, I'm very, very, very happy about that call once I got it.
How proud are you? How proud of the family?
Yeah, very proud. I mean, I've worked pretty much my whole career to get into this situation. So as soon as that was done, I gave my wife a call, and she was so happy, over the moon. Gave my parents a call as well, on the same call as my wife, and what have you, and we were all just celebrating and lots of cheering around the call. So yeah, a very, very proud moment for me and the family.
Well, Cody, it's been absolutely tremendous to see. So huge congratulations. I mean, Ash
Thank you.
thoroughly deserved for the lad as well. And he's going to be in some company in that South Africa team.
Yeah, it's an incredible honour for him. You know, he's worked incredibly hard throughout his young career. But like you say, to break into that barrage of South African team is absolutely incredible. And I can't wait to see what he actually does on the international stage. And I hope he continues to go from strength to strength. And I hope he keeps coming back to the Northeast.
Absolutely. Sounds very much like you're going to, Cody. Sounds like we've sold it to you very, very well, which is rare for us on Durham Live to sell anything whatsoever, as positive as we try and get. Just one final thing. It'd be remiss of us to have you in the Durham Live studio on a day like today, especially alongside Ash, and not talk about the World Test Final that's ongoing. How have you seen much of it down at Lord's today or not?
So, yeah, I woke up this morning, logged onto the Sky Go. One of my mates gave me his account to watch the game, and I mean, I watched it. I saw, oh my word, we got them 4 down in the first session, and I was like so stoked. Went out to get something to eat and what have you, and when I got back, South Africa was pretty much back in batting. So so I was like, oh my word, it must be quite a tricky wicket. But it looks very good to bowl down there. The atmosphere looks amazing as well. So very excited to see what the next 4 days hold for the World Test Champs.
Yeah, final. It could be over in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
to be honest, the way things are going at the minute. Ash, I'll give you right of reply. How have you found it? Probably a little bit more different.
No, not at all. I think to win the toss and to bowl in those conditions, Cody would be licking his lips down there. And you go to Lords and you really look at the overheads compared to the pitch. The pitch is generally pretty good to bat if the sun's shining. The sun wasn't shining, and South Africa took full advantage of that. Like we've talked about, their absolute quality seam attack, and the ones, including Cody, that are not even in that squad. And Australia, I think, have bounced back to have them 3 down at stump. So it's pretty even, but you would have to say South Africa just slightly ahead.
Exciting day down at Lords. We'll leave South Africa and Australia to it. Cody, just before we do let you go, I just want to kind of ask you about your ambition. We've talked about Chester Street, Durham, how well you've settled here, how much you feel at home. How do you kind of see it going? Do you see you being here for a while now or not?
Well, I guess that's not in my control, but
this is your chance to make a case, my friend.
Yeah, I would love to come back to Durham next season and play some more county cricket with them. I guess we'll just leave that out in the air and see what happens with that. But I would love to come back and play some more county cricket with Durham. It's been an unbelievable experience, and I'm forever grateful to Durham for giving me this opportunity. I think it obviously helped me in the sense of getting to the next step and playing for South Africa. But yeah, I'd absolutely love to come back and play for Durham.
And who knows, you might get that guided tour from Ash one day.
Yeah.
No, Ash?
No, thanks.
Oh.
How good would it be to you go back over the years and you see overseas players returning time after time, and if Durham can build a relationship with Cody, then that'd be amazing. We've seen what he offers off the pitch, on the pitch. Let's hope to see him back in Durham gear before too long.
Absolutely. Well, Cody, you've had an absolutely huge impact so far. I'm sure you'd like to be out there bowling today in beautiful temperatures. We're going to actually have a look at the pitch in just a second because, Cody, it's a famous feature of ours on Durham Live. We don't work Ash Thorpe enough, okay, in the studio. He's commentating when he's not commentating. He's doing punditry analysis. When he's not doing that, we send him out onto the pitch to do a pitch report as well, which has become quite a well-known feature. I'll certainly will this season. It's the first time that it's appeared this season. So that's where we're going to head now in just a second. But Cody, thank you so much for appearing on Durham Live. Really appreciate it. Massive congratulations on the call.
Thank you so much,
for
guys.
South Africa.
Thank you for having me.
We'll have you back by the end of the season, all right? It's a deal done, all right? Just to hear what the Ash Thorpe guided tour is like, anyway. But without any further ado, of course, we are going to focus very, very shortly on a huge T20 Blast game tonight. Durham taking on the Derbyshire Falcons, of course, here at the Banks Homes Riverside. And with the conditions looking pretty good here in Chester Street, well, of course, we had to send him out, didn't he? Here is Ash Thorpe's pitch report.
Homes Riverside for the T20 clash between Durham and Derbyshire Falcons. We have a beautiful pitch today. This was the pitch that played the international on Friday night. There's been lots of runs scored in the women's game earlier this afternoon. This pitch is rock hard, good covering of grass, good pace. The outfield is like lightning.
superb value for runs tonight. I'm expecting a big run-scoring night. I think for the lads, I'm looking at 175, 180 being par. The boundaries, if you just have a look around, are around 65 metres all the way around. There's a light breeze coming across the ground from kind of Lumley Castle across to the members' side. But all in all, we're set for an absolute cracker.
Something a little bit more catchy than Ashthorpe's pitch report. We'll get thinking on that, I think, and come up with a better name and a better name for that feature ahead of the next men's game. Anyway, we've checked you out on the pitch. We'll come back to that in just a second, Ash, but let's just look at the overall season for Durham so far, and then we'll kind of reflect on Cody, who's just hot-footed it out of the studio here in the Daft News studio. The season so far, I mean, it's not been looking too bad for Durham, but it's almost felt like we're almost there. It just needs all the pieces of a jigsaw to come together.
That probably is the frustrating part, is that we seem to be so close to doing something special, and then something happens, whether it be with bat or with ball, that just seems to push that away. So I've said something similar to Danny. We just need to, Danny Hazel before the start, that we just need to put a performance together with bat and ball and just get on that roll. T20 season's a lot about momentum. I think Emily Windsor said it's most important to win your last one rather than your first one. So I think we need to win our next one and start to build towards making sure we qualify for those quarterfinals.
One of many wise Emily Windsor quotes that came out from such a short stint on Durham Live, but my word, it was a worthwhile stint, I must say. What will Campbell be thinking about this? What will Ryan Campbell be thinking about the start of the season? He's always such a level-headed bloke anyway, so he'll be looking at it very, very logically, but what do you reckon he'll be thinking about?
I think he'd be disappointed that we haven't probably notched up another win or two. I think you'll see tonight is a big opportunity. Derbyshire and Durham, to be fair, have been perennial strugglers in this competition. Derbyshire sit bottom of the table and Durham will be looking to take full advantage of that. And what we want to do is to make sure that when people come to the Riverside, there's a bit of fear. And they're not just here for an easy ride. We pushed Lancashire all the way. We lost on the last ball. We lost a ball in a Mercedes. However, let's hope that tonight, on a really, really good surface, we can put on a show. Yeah,
you mentioned the surface. Obviously, coming back from your pitch report again, name still pending. We'll come up with a better one for next time.
We need another sponsor.
We always need another sponsor. There's never enough sponsors, my friend. You were looking at the pitch. You said 175, 180, especially the fact that they've had the benefit of looking at the women's game earlier on. They'll have been watching that with keen interest, and you could see the boundaries float. It's a batter's pitch.
It's a beautiful surface. It's rock hard. There's a really good even covering of grass on. The outfield's rapid. The boundaries are only 65 metres. We've had some really strong winds here over the last few games. There's not a massively strong breeze across the ground today, so I'm expecting a lot of runs, and I think it'll be tough for the bowlers.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not the greatest thing for any bowler to hear, most certainly, but a batter's paradise here at Chester Street today. You mentioned Derbyshire. Let's just focus on them very, very briefly. Of course, it's not been the best. I think that's an understatement to say. Not been the best start to the T20 Blast, but then again, it's not been the best few seasons for Derbyshire Falcons, especially with white ball cricket.
And you feel for them a little bit. You feel for their members. Nobody wants to see a side that's not performing. They'll want their home fans will want to get behind them. But in all honesty, am I that fussed about Derbyshire? I'm not going to lie, and I know there's probably Derbyshire fans on here. I'm not. I really want to focus on what Durham can do.
Yeah, of course.
Derbyshire have some good players. Old Samit Patel still rocking around the place, and they've got some experience. But let's focus on what we can do.
Well, there is one positive for Derbyshire. They won the toss and they've decided to have a ball. That's just come into us here on Durham Live here in the Daft News studio. Is that one of those that you're looking at and thinking from a Durham perspective? Yeah, go out there, set a big total here at the Banks Homes Riverside.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. We saw from the girls' game, like you said, the boundaries really flowed. The ball made a lovely sound off the bat and the outfield was absolutely rapid. So from Durham's point of view, they'll need to go on and put scoreboard pressure on Derby. What we saw in the girls' game, the girls got to 162. A couple of missed opportunities with the bat, but then lots of missed opportunities with the ball. What Durham will want to do is post that big score, probably looking at 180, and then be ruthless.
Absolutely.
In the second half.
Speaking of big totals, Leicestershire gave us a big total, didn't they, down at Grace Road,
Yeah.
197. We came pretty close, it must be said. Is it one of those games that, again, just kind of sums up the T20 season so far, albeit only a few games in a microcosm?
Yeah, absolutely. You looked at one stage, we were well out of the game. Then a fantastic partnership towards the end. Will Rhodes nearly got us home, but again, you're probably looking at those 10-run margins just being too much. The Lancashire game here is another one that we went to the last ball.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been close, but not quite able to get the chocolates at the moment.
I want to focus on one player, and bearing in mind we've had a few new faces around Chester Street certainly this season. There's one player who keeps returning and keeps delivering every single season, and that's Ben Rain. Obviously another 5 against Leicestershire. He's bowling beautifully at the moment. Just sum up his service to Durham over the years, because he has done it all, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he did it the hard way. So
Yeah.
he left Durham and went to Leicestershire, left as a batter, came back as a fantastic bowling all-rounder. The man's all class. The man is Durham through and through.
Yeah.
Incredible skills with the ball.
Yeah.
An absolute leader for that bowling attack. So
Yeah.
he's got the likes of Zach Folkes, who's played international cricket, Jimmy Neesham.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, all the youngsters in that team will look to Ben Rain.
Yeah.
What is he doing? I'm sure Alex Lees will be talking about him. Are we looking to take pace off? Are we looking to bowl straight? Are we looking, to protect one side of the ground? And they're all the things that the experience of Ben Rain can offer you. And he's an absolute gun.
Yeah.
And he's probably getting to the point where you think, well, do we just protect him for red ball cricket? But he's, as you can see with his 5 wickets the other night, he's so valuable in any format.
Delivering, isn't he? He's got the experience there too, especially in a Durham T20 team. We talked about this in the before the Lancashire game. Certainly, it's got a long batting tail.
Yeah.
Our lineup now, and it's one of those days. We've talked about the batting, we've talked about the pitch, we've talked the conditions. It's one of those days where Ryan Campbell will be saying to his batsmen, "Go out and deliver today."
Yeah, there's no excuses when you look at this surface. There's good pace. You get good value for runs. What we need to do, again, we talked about in the girls' game, is to build big partnerships.
Yeah.
And they are the key to building big totals in T20 cricket, and having some of your power hitters in it towards the end where they can just play freely. That's probably an area that they'll have looked at. They've probably consistently lost too many wickets throughout the 20 overs to be not able to really build that massive platform. We saw what could happen, how close we got with a big partnership the other night down at Leicester. Yeah. So that's the key. You'd be looking for one of his top 4 really to play that Matty Villiers innings and get 80 plus to push Durham up towards that, hopefully 180 plus.
I love that that's what we're turning it now. The Matty Villiers innings, the 85s of the world, push on past a half century. Yeah. Is one of those players, you mentioned power hitters just before, and I think we were quite impressed. He's a name that we've known for many, many years on the circuit, but Jimmy Neesham, I mean, obviously he's been brought in predominantly for his bowling, but he is an all-rounder. And my word, that lad can strike a cricket ball.
Mate, have you seen the size of him? He's massive.
I know.
His arms are bigger than...
We need his gym routine.
Mate, I don't. That is for sure. Mate, he's a monster. He's just big.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. He's one, and I think Durham have options this year of batters that really can clear the rope, and I'm sure that was part of recruiting somebody like Jimmy. Yeah. You've got Ben Rain, who's been batting higher up as well, who can clear the ropes. Really looking at somebody who can kind of replace that Michael Jones role, who kind of fell into that a little bit by default. Yeah. Sixers win matches, It used to be how many dot balls win matches, but actually now you're looking at how many boundaries can you hit to win these games, and Durham do have those options all the way through the batting lineup, and as you said, do bat deep.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know how we like to do things a little bit differently on Durham Live, and this is probably going to annoy our poor camera operator, John, behind us, but you're talking about someone who does, an incredible gym workout, a big lad, big strapping lad, can hit a ball absolutely miles. I'll tell you what's just happened about 2.5 minutes ago, folks, in the Durham Live studio. You might have heard a door go. Only Scott Borthwick has walked into the studio and is now going to join us on Durham Live. Here he is. He's not stripping down away from anything. Here he comes, ducking into shots.
Getting the guns out.
It's been. He's heard about Jimmy Neesham's gym routine and thought, I'm going to dive in here. Badge, good to see you.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah.
Nice to be back. I wasn't sure who you were describing there. I was a bit... So, wondered who that was, and when you said my name. But yeah,
Mate,
nice to be back.
You thought you were safe, hanging around in the corner. I saw you just out the corner of my eye, sneak into the door, hang around and you thought, no one's noticed me, it's absolutely fine, I'm not in for any punditry, and we just drag you in regardless.
Perfect.
So, apologies about that. Have you recovered from Sunderland, by the way?
Oh, absolutely.
Have you? Right.
Still on a bit of a high.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Wembley, but yeah, unbelievable result. I mean, Jesus, it's fantastic, isn't it? I still can't believe we're in the Premier League.
Oh.
I think it'll sink in when the fixtures come out.
Yeah.
But
It's
I'm
Newcastle on the first day.
Imagine, eh?
How good.
Imagine.
How good.
But nah, it's amazing to be back in the Prem.
Well, different sport. We'll ask you about the cricket, because to be honest, the only reason I brought you in, I was getting bored of speaking to Ash. 20 minutes is too long for anyone. I'm only joking, Ash. But Scott, obviously we're looking ahead to tonight. Derbyshire Falcons, the visitors. How are you kind of viewing it? We've been talking quite at length about the batting lineup at Durham at the moment. Obviously, Rainey's 5 against Leicestershire, which put him in really good stead, which we expect these days from Rainey. How are you seeing tonight going?
Well, I think it's on the toss. I think it's really good news. I think we were going to bat first anyway. I've just been in the dressing room there, and Leesy said we were going to bat. It's obviously a used pitch. Runs on board, we get up to 180. I think it's a really good score. Obviously used on in internationals. The girls have had a game on it, and hopefully it spins. Hopefully you get a really good sight of Souths and Parky again tonight.
Absolutely. I just want to ask you quickly, because there's about 2.5 minutes to go until the start at this one. Durham against Derbyshire Falcons tonight in the Vitality T20 Blast. Just had Cody Yousef here in the Durham Live studio. I mean, you've immediately smiled, which
I saw him on telly. The lads did take the mick out of his dress sense. I thought he'd left his skateboard outside.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Great lad, though.
I can't judge anyone considering the fit of this T-shirt on tonight, in fairness, so I won't even bother. Look, 2 openers are coming out, of course, Alex Lees and Graham Clark as well, walking out to the centre of the pitch. It's a big game tonight. Just very quickly, Ash, prediction?
Well, I keep saying Durham win. It's got to happen eventually, hasn't it?
I know. Durham win from Ash. Scott?
Yep, Durham win.
Absolutely. Straight up. Right then, here we go. The women couldn't quite get the win a little bit earlier. Can the men succeed where the women couldn't? It's the Derbyshire Falcons who are the visitors to the Banks Homes Riverside this Wednesday evening. And it's time to pass you over to your commentary team. I believe you can take your pick between Scott Borthwick and Ash Thorpe, but definitely, certainly, seated, raring to go, bouncing his knee in the corner, is Mr. George Gompertz.
Everybody to Durham Live, wherever you're watching, to the Banks Home Riverside on what is a phenomenal day for some Vitality Blast action. The sun is shining as it has been all day. There are some people over to our right in the LNER stand who are bathing in the sunshine. And it's a big game for both teams. Derbyshire, 4 losses from 4. Durham, 2 losses and a win from their 3. And it is Derbyshire who have won the toss and will bowl first. So next to me on my right, Ash Thorpe. Ash, we've already heard plenty from you, but you excited?
I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, it's a beautiful night for cricket here at Durham. And let's hope Durham can put a big total on the board.
Somewhat of a enthusiastic countdown from the crowd. And we are just about underway from the Finkel end. Off spin to start and knocked down the ground from Graham Clark for the first run of the game. Single off the first ball. Looks like Scotty might be joining us straight away.
He loves it, mate. Can't stay away.
Trying to get the headphones on. There we go.
God, Mushel had these last week.
Mate, they're massive, aren't they? That massive heat.
It's like 30 seconds before a big head choke.
He's not even here.
Yeah, brilliant. Change of angle round the wicket now to Alex Lees. It's blocked into the offside. What was the atmosphere like in the changing rooms?
Yeah, really good actually. I was in from about 3 o'clock chucking balls to a couple of lads and all seemed in really good moods and seemed really positive. And yeah, hopefully we can put on a performance tonight really. Quite unlucky the other night when against Leicester, won't we? We sort of nearly got over the line.
Swept out to the deep mid-wicket boundary for a single.
I think that's the main thing with this T20 competition. There's so many games and they come thick and fast. Like you can lose 3 or 4 in a row, but yet still qualify. It's so important that you keep your mindset and your attitude as high as you can, really, because things can turn around so quickly.
Yeah, as Ash said, Casey Aldridge, Will Rhodes almost getting Durham over the line. 91 run stand away at Leicestershire, but couldn't quite get over the line. 6 runs short in the end.
A little bit of mystery spin to start us off. I'm not sure I've seen him bowl before.
No, same, actually.
I think he's taken a couple of twofers in the blast this year, but nothing more than that as he ducks out of that one.
Throw it.
Umpire signals dead ball.
Might have got a fly in the eye or something.
Yeah, not quite sure what the issue was there, but didn't fancy it.
Be interesting to see if this pitch does spin later on in the game.
There wasn't a lot from the girls. I think one really turned. But yeah, I agree.
It's certainly dry enough, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's rock hard.
Yeah.
Full, and there is the first wicket. Alex Lees goes to drive it down the ground. Maybe there was a touch of movement off the pitch there. That is the one that moved, and Alex Lees is gone. Durham 1 for 1 in the first over.
Yeah, really good length. I think if you're going to be that mystery spinner, you're wanting the batter on the front foot. Yeah. And that's maybe a little bit of leg spin there. He's bowled a couple that have gone the other way from the left-hander. Leesy was maybe expecting that one to be a googly or a wrong, in whichever way that you want to term it. But it's beat him right through the gate and knocked him over.
Yeah, sort of skidded on through the gate, didn't he? I think Leesy just got a bit too close to it, didn't he? Almost sort of yorked himself, really, didn't he?
He did an interesting little change of dynamic. We've got Ollie Robinson.
Yeah, slight change in the order.
Coming in at 3.
3, and I think Colin might go 4.
Okay.
Bit of a change up, I think.
Just looking for that right formula at the moment, Durham, to get a good power play.
Yeah.
That's such a key to these games, is getting ahead and not losing too many wickets early doors, but obviously getting runs on the board while you've only got 2 fielders out of the circle.
Yeah. Wickets kill you in power plays, don't they? We say that as the bowling side as well. If you can get the sides 3 down,
stats are well in your favour, aren't they?
It gives yourself such a good chance. Where on the flip side, you don't want to lose too many batting as well.
Last ball of the first over. Blocked from Ollie Robinson, and it is Durham 3 for 1, not 1 for 1, sorry, 3 for 1 at the end of the first over.
Yeah, it's a good start for Derbyshire.
Yeah.
Really, that mystery spin, isn't it? They're always looking at, and then going to go double spin. Samit Patel is going to, so they might have be the same opinion that you were thinking around spin it to win it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, Samit's not a massive spinner of the ball, but he's very experienced and very clever. He'll change his pace really, really well. Almost bowls with a fast arm as well, doesn't he? Fast arm, slow delivery, which is an amazing skill. Feels like he's been around forever.
Mate, I played against him, so he has.
Honestly, he felt old when I first played against him.
He probably was.
But yeah, he's still going. Fair play to him.
It's going to come left arm round the wicket. And that does hold a little bit in the pitch, so there you go.
I think Samet will find the right pace on this pitch for it to spin. He won't be frightened to bowl it a little bit slower like he did there.
And that one, thick outside edge from Clark. He'll pick up 1. Thinking of a second. But yeah, he has been around forever, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Been an amazing cricketer, hasn't he? Been a very, very good county cricketer.
Absolutely. Nottinghamshire, Glamorgan as well, I think, and Derbyshire. Robinson driving. Yeah, you're right. It's probably as slow as I've seen him bowl.
Yeah, he's not frightened to toss it up, is he? And trying to find the right pace for it to spin on this surface.
Ollie Robinson inside out over cover. Not
ball.
Perfectly timed. I think you'll pick up a couple. This outfield shows that if you do hit it in the air, it does plug a little bit. If you hit it along the floor, it absolutely races.
Yeah. The ground's in great condition.
Oh, it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
We've had amazing weather last few weeks, but it looks stunning, doesn't it?
Really
looked
does.
Amazing on TV the other night, didn't it?
It did. This one a little bit quicker and beautifully played by Ollie Robinson, using the pace, identifying that was the ball he could get between that gap between point and backward point. Lovely batting.
Yeah, great shot. Picked up length so quick, didn't he? Knew where the gap was, used the pace. And like you say, all you do is hit it past the infield, and it's raced off for 4. Good start from Ollie this.
I'm waiting for Ollie's night. Ollie's going to have a night soon. That's a night again. No pace on the ball, and that'll be something that'll click straight away with Samet. 10 for 1 after 2.
Yeah, he done well not to jinx Ollie Robinson there.
I do it quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, he's such a natural time of a ball. When he's on, it's beautiful to watch, isn't it? He hits the ball so hard, so effortlessly, just with his natural hand-eye and his timing of a ball. Lovely to watch.
Yeah, he's just one of those natural bat flows, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he has gone well this year, just yet to put on a really big score in the blast.
It'll frustrate him. He'll feel that he's in form and not really cashed in yet.
He finished the red ball block with
really
a couple
well.
of scores, didn't he? Obviously that big 100 he got.
Squirm down to 45 for a single. Was it against Warwickshire away where he looked in really good touch and then just ran
game,
one down to Gully?
Yeah, our first game.
Looked a really good nick.
Even that one there to Clark, he looked like he sort of yorked himself with that. I wonder if it's just
maybe a bit of drifting.
Or a bit different with the action, not quite picking up.
And it's dropped.
It.
Bit of a sitter, straight back at the bowler. Chipped up from Ollie Robinson.
It's a really quick arm action, isn't it? It's almost a little amble in and then.
It's probably one of those bowlers that you almost needs time to get used to it, but obviously you haven't got time in T20s. But a little bit of luck for Ollie, which we all need.
Sure, a lot of drops off the bowler in the women's game as well.
Yeah,
there's a few. Not a great fielding performance from Durham, unfortunately.
This one inside out, over the top, and it's going to skip away. It's great work out in the deep. They're going to come back for 2. It's definitely 2 runs saved.
Yeah, good bit of fielding down there. Lovely shot again from Ollie. Hitting the ball over cover.
It's classy, isn't it?
Great option, isn't it?
Second time he's played that inside out over the top. This one just running on a touch more. Slight hold up for this delivery. Cut away. Q ends it and it's just dropped short in the cordon. Not sure if it.
I think it
hit.
Nicked it to the keeper.
It hit the keeper's wrist, I think, and popped up. And I wonder if he's nicked that.
Yeah, even watching the stream back, it's hard to tell what's happened.
Well, that's
might have even been a bit of glove, you know.
Reactions suggest it was a chance.
Yeah, that's the leg spinner. That one that did turn.
I think he's punched it. The one before.
Yeah. Little bit of spin there. I say that was the leg spinner. He's definitely not easy to pick, is he?
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a couple of off spinners and
turned a couple of stumps that last one.
That's a leg spinner. That was just a traditional leg spinner, that one, wasn't it? Such a good skill as a spin bowler now, I think, in T20 cricket or white ball cricket. If you can have a different variation, I mean, you think if you can bowl an off spinner and a leg spinner and then googly and you do different balls, it's an amazing skill to have.
Incredible.
Because batters play spin so easily now, and like
you're almost taking the fearless factor away.
Yeah.
Like batters nowadays thinking they can clear any boundary anywhere, and they can use their feet, especially with a new ball that's not going to turn. But that is definitely
it's a skill to have, isn't it? But you watch batters now against spin. I think 5 years ago, spinners would almost try and hit the top of the stumps and sort of jam batters and try and make them punch it to mid wicket, mid on. Now guys are hitting those balls for 6.
Yeah.
Like guys are getting deep in the crease and pulling it over mid on and mid wicket for 6, which is an amazing shot.
Hudson Prentice into the attack. Immediately takes pace off. Clark knocks that one into the leg side.
Yeah, I think that might be the go-to tonight with seamers as well. If we can bowl cutters and change up pace, maybe cross seamers into the pitch and hopefully get a bit of hold up. The two paced.
I just don't think you can bowl with any width on this pitch.
No.
Gorgeous from
Beautiful
Robinson.
shot again from Ollie.
Why have you moved, Ollie Robinson? That bat flow is beautiful.
Stand and
Just
deliver.
scratch.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Lovely to
shot.
watch.
That's what I mean with Ollie. He hits a cover drive or a cut shot, and it's like, oh, it's amazing to watch, isn't it? He's such an easy eye player. Natural time of the ball, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can capitalise on that drop catch.
Moves on to 12. Tucks this away nicely out into the leg side where they have two sweepers. So that might indicate he'd be disappointed Hudson Prentice having those two sweepers out on the leg side and then being driven through the offside. You want the ball stump to stump, maybe even test the middle of the pitch. 65 metres is a decent hit, although it is with a slight breeze that is going across the ground to Graham Clark's leg side. As you see on your screen, going from left to right. Clark walks across and whips that away beautifully through wide mid-on. Very clever batting from Graham Clark.
Good shot, Clarky. That'll just get his innings going, that. First boundary for him. Good shot. Good smart batting, that. Yeah, talking about the boundary sizes, I did hear Souths and Parky have a little moan.
The one and bigger?
Wanted bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one from Souths last week ended up in the car park anyway. It doesn't matter how big the rope
Yeah.
is. But no, you're right. Spindon, you look at the ground now and there's a lot of green space between the Toblerones and
Yeah,
the
there
fence.
Yeah, that was always a thing with our T20s years ago. It's like we'd have big grounds, make our boundaries massive.
Oh, that's a good shout. Clark plays across the line. Getting pace off from Hudson Prentice. Yeah, I remember going back, you had like Gareth Breeze and people, they really take the pace off the ball and make the batter hit. But like you say, these guys, the game's moved on even from those days
Definitely,
massively.
mate,
And they-
definitely.
no fear in trying to clear a person on the boundary.
Wonder if Clarky just got a little inside edge on that.
It looked tight, didn't it?
Did look pretty close. Again, like you say, an off cutter, though, wasn't it? Off spinner.
This is a slower ball that is pulled up in the air. It will be safe, and we'll check in the outfield. And Clark scrambles back for a second. So nice over for Durham, just to get the innings going a little bit there. 12 off that one, 25 now for one.
It's a bit of everything from Hudson Prentice in that one as well. Couple on fifth stump, couple pace off, one short. You think with the two sweepers both on the leg side, it was a strange line he was bowling at the beginning of the over.
Yeah.
Because when Clarkey hit his two deep mid-wickies, he's walked across.
Yeah.
But when Ollie Robinson's hit it through the covers, he hasn't had to move.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he was trying to do, was almost the top of the stump, top of middle stump, and making them hit to deep square leg and deep mid-wicket. But fortunately for us, he got his line wrong. But nice little start, nice over that.
Change of bowling from the Finkel end. Pat Brown. Some seam up. Just turned into the leg side for a single from Robinson. Went well against the Bears. Did Brown. 3 for 40 off his 4.
So burst onto the scene a bit, Pat Brown,
Worcester,
didn't he?
wasn't he?
Worcester, yeah, and got an international call. Did really well in this format a couple of years ago. And then I think he's had a few injuries. Moved to Derby. He's sort of getting himself back on track, isn't he?
He is another one who'll use changes the pace.
Yeah.
Leg
Oh,
side
massive.
flicked off the legs for a
What shot
big,
that
big
was.
6. Picked it up so quickly.
What
Well,
a
there
shot
was
that
a
was.
man out there, but nothing he could do about that.
He loved that as well. You can tell by his facial expression. He absolutely loved
That's
that.
right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Anything off the pads for Clark.
Just
It's
caught up
going.
with it, didn't he? Just sort of helped it on its way. Timed it lovely.
It's a good nudge that into the wind.
Yep.
It's not a strong wind, but it's still into the breeze. Went miles over the boundary.
If that last boundary doesn't get his innings going, that one will. Brown leg side again. That's going to go for 4 again.
Leg buys, I think that one.
Looks like it, yeah. Umpire signals leg buys. And after a fairly tight start, it's just loosening up a bit here for Derbyshire. Pat Brown just come into the attack, not quite finding his line.
We'll take them though, 4 leg
Oh,
buys.
yeah.
Take back the stage, won't we?
My old roommate umpiring at this end, Michael Goff. What a roommate he was. Neil Pratt, the other official, and Will Smith, the match ref.
Oh, 3 Durham men in charge.
Great run.
Down the ground, quick single. That's a good run.
3 former Durham men in charge of the game. I was actually speaking to Mike Goff a few weeks ago, and he said...
Oh, you're at Hartlepool now, aren't you?
he said his record umpiring for Durham.
Dreadful.
No, we always win.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
He had the girls here last week, and we definitely didn't win that.
Yeah, he said I'm sure he says like 10 games unbeaten. I mean, not that he is helping us in any way. It's just as it happens, we end up winning when he's umpiring.
Short, wide, and cut away for a single. Yeah, good save, Scott.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think you can question his impartiality.
Yeah,
He's one of the best.
He's one of the best umpires in the world, and has been voted that for a number of years now. I think it's just a coincidence that we end up playing well when he's in charge.
3 Durham officials as well.
Well, Neil Pratt's obviously his brothers, Gary and Andrew, played here.
It's been an expensive first over for Hudson Prentice so far. That will help. A dot ball.
That's your line and length, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're going to be a seam, you're going to hit that pitch hard, but the width is the key.
Yeah. Keep hitting the top of the stumps. As soon as you get width with pace on, it seems quite easy. It's an easy pace pitch if you're...
It's a good pitch.
Yeah. Your change-ups have got to be those off-cutters and scramble seams at the top of the stumps, really. But not a bad start from us here.
Yeah, it's just clawed it back, hasn't it, those 2 overs after a quiet couple.
Yeah.
With spin, really. Spin looked quite difficult to score from. Ghazenfar's 2 overs went for 6. Patel's over went for 7. And then you have Hudson Prentice 12, and then Brown's over going for 9. Plus their 4 leg buys. Robinson gets that away fine, and that will take some stopping. And it's 4. This outfield is rapid. I reckon the fielder thought he was going to stop that every step of the way until he was about 5 yards away. Yeah, it's cruel. It's a cruel world.
Rolling.
There's Jamie in the crowd. Good to see him back. Haven't heard him, more importantly, for quite a while. He's got a job now.
Has he?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I don't know, but I know I see his old man's posts on social media, and he's quite happy to usher him out to work on a daily basis.
Good. It's nice to see him back at the...
Definitely.
Got an old Durham player's top on, Chris Rushworth.
Oh, right on the hip.
You would have feel like he missed out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ollie.
But importantly, it keeps the scoreboard ticking over. 43 now for 1. Last over of the power play.
Samit Patel only got through 1, but staying warm. Just in front of us here. Some high knees, some arm swings.
Not often you see a captain field at 45, is there?
I don't know, I did it for a bit, mate. Hiding out the way.
Yeah.
Clark gets all of that, but hits it too well, straight to the man on the line. And it's a real strength of Graham Clark's, but I have seen him fall quite a few times, that pull shot. He'd be disappointed to go just in the power play, just as this partnership was building some good momentum. Clark goes 43 now for 2 Durham. That's Hudson Prentice. Again, taking pace off. Picks up a wicket.
Yeah, he's trying to just get it up in the air, and hopefully the wind will take it. But like you said earlier on, it's not a small boundary, is it? I mean, I think sometimes with the outfield being so fast, you can almost hit hard along the floor and back yourself to hit it for 4. Especially this stage in innings. Can you just smack that for 4 along the floor and into the gap, rather than trying to take the aerial route?
Yeah, it just brings Colin Ackerman to the crease. But this is where Durham have probably struggled, that they just don't have that big partnership so far this season. This is where Ackerman now, that Robinson and Ackerman changing positions in 3 and 4. Well, they're both at the crease now. Colin Ackerman, one of the purest strikers of a cricket ball that I've seen.
Yeah, I agree.
Driving nicely into the covers. Yeah, well, I've seen him hit, especially indoors, and I'm petrified with it.
Yeah, I was actually chucking balls to him pre-game today, and you realise how hard he hits it when you chuck balls to him.
Yeah.
And I was chucking some spinners to him, and he was smacking them. And you are terrified.
Yeah.
You got your mitt on, and you've got that little net where you're trying to hide behind as soon as he smacks it. Pure striker of a ball, isn't he?
Hits that's forward defence. It's gone like a rocket to
Beautiful
mid-off.
shot, that, isn't it?
Probably 4 in a championship game with
easily.
the mid-off a little bit wider. But this is a good finish to the power play, this, for Derbyshire. This is where the wickets are so crucial. This is all the pace taken off it and just knocked into the leg side by Ackerman to get off the mark. And I think what we'll see now is we'll see a lot of Patel and we'll see a lot of Alex Thompson.
Yeah, I think the
Big
next
tall off spinner.
6-7 overs will be spin. I think they'll. Yeah, Sam will probably come back on now. Yeah, he is. Thompson at the other end.
Ends the power play as signalled by umpire Michael Goff. Extra fielders now outside the circle. And this critical phase, this is where ideally you have your 2 batters in just to keep knocking it around, scoring at 7 and 8 and over outside the power play. But it's going to be a tough little period for Durham. They don't want to be losing wickets at this stage. So a little bit of a rebuild. Ollie Robinson on 19. Ackerman on 1. It's going to be Thompson. It's not going to be Summit.
Yeah. Little change up. I thought it was Summit.
Yeah, well, he definitely had the gear off.
Felt like it was going to be.
Yeah.
Sammit's gone straight back to his short 45.
Get behind the ball, mate.
Fine
He's
leg.
not stupid.
Thompson from the Finkel end. Mullet flowing, Sonny's on. Flicked into the leg side just for the single. Maybe thought about coming back for half a second, but turned it down.
Normally balls it quite quickly.
Yeah.
Thompson, doesn't
Into
he?
the pitch, tall, off
Yeah,
spinner.
where he might just have sent Samet spinning a few early on, so he might just try and, especially with the start Derby you've had, he might just toss a few up here, see if he can spin some.
Punched away for another single from Robinson. 3 out deep on the leg side. Long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg, all out. Just the one sweeper on the offside cover boundary. That's out towards all 3 of them. They're thinking about coming back for 2. Robinson was keen. Ackerman less so.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Last thing Durham want here is a run out as well.
Yeah.
That ball runs really quickly across the outfield in general, but especially across the square.
Not quite worth the risk just
No, I
at
don't think
the
so,
moment,
just for
is
one
it?
run.
Yeah.
In the end, it was Thompson doing his own fielding. Punch, no run through the covers. It's been a good start from Thompson. 3 off the first 4. First over after the power play. That's cut away for another single.
Slow that, wasn't it?
Very slowly bowled, yeah. I see he does normally bowl fast off spin, doesn't he? He tries to jam the batters, hit the top of the stumps. Almost like that.
Yep.
Sort of getting out of his over.
You've been saying, Scott, for the quicks that pace off is the way forward. Is that the same for the spinners?
I think so. I think it'll spin if you are slightly slower. And I think we saw a couple early on have spun. And I think the Derby bowlers have probably earned the right at the moment to probably take a little bit of pace off it and sort of tempt our batters to try and have a go. And you saw there Thompson last ball the over, he's happy just to get it, he was over with the single, bowled it fast, top of the stumps, punched it mid-wicket for 1. I think Samet might go slower here. I think he might tempt our batters to try and make the big shot with a slower pace.
That's driven beautifully down the ground for 4. Ackerman, lovely straight. And we talk about Ollie Robinson's bat flow. That was just as good from Colin Ackerman. Risk-free hit. We always talk about the big gaps on the field, and the one between long off and long on is one of the biggest.
Yeah, definitely. And you know as well, if you hit the ball straight, you don't always necessarily have to think, I've got to hit 6.
Yeah.
You almost think, I'm just going to hit over the bowler's head for 2. And generally it runs off for 4.
Yeah, especially as we've seen today.
Yeah.
Rapid. There were a few miss hits
Such
in
a
the women's
fast
game.
outfield, yeah.
A couple of sweeps and paddles that really just got glove and nothing else and still raced away.
Yeah.
This is one they might look for 2, but again, that's raced away across the square.
This is something we've seen throughout the season as well, that it has been difficult to score 2s, as it is just so quick.
Yeah. You got to time it perfectly.
Almost
So
missed time.
yeah,
It's
so
one of those
almost
hitting it too well, isn't it?
hit it almost so it just trickles over the 30-yard ring.
Ollie Robinson trying to give himself a bit of room. Gets that away into the leg side. There is big pockets on this ground, and it's what Durham will be conscious of. Sometimes it does get quite hard to defend in the second half, so can Durham put that to their advantage in this first innings? Good
Again,
lines from
little bit of
Summit.
spin again there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And like I said, Sammit's not a massive spinner of the ball. So if he is spinning it now, we'd like to think Parky and Souds can get a few to grip later on.
Thick inside edge, thinking about a single. Little dance in the middle and then return to each end. So even with the boundary off the first ball, just a 6 from that over.
Good comeback from Sammit, wasn't it? It was a smart bit of ball and changed his pace. Try to jam a few in.
Wiley customer, that's 2 down for Summit now.
Yeah.
It's gone for 13. I think we will see a lot of spin in this game. Durham have good spin options as well. You talk about Sauter, you talk about Callum Parkinson, you also have...
There's the reverse
what
sweep
a
from
great
Robinson, and there's
shot
a
that
massive gap there. And no one's stopping that. Hit perfectly over the top. 4 runs.
Lovely
Just
shot.
had to stop there. Held me breath a little bit when I saw him get into that position, but his head position was beautiful,
It's not
wasn't it?
a shot we normally see from Ollie, that. But great shot. I just think if you're an off spinner bowling to a right hander and a batter can reverse sweep you, a right hander can reverse sweep you, then it's such a hard.
Yeah, just look at the gaps on the leg side.
It's hard
now.
to come back from and bowl too.
Pulled away in the air. 1 bounce. 2 bounces to the man in the deep. And this time they do come back for a second. Almost done in the outfield by the spin. Just about recovered.
Good batting from Ollie.
Yeah, just talking about the Durham spin options, and you have Colin Ackerman and Ben Rain can almost act as a
definitely
4th
through the
spinner
middle,
/
keep her up.
slow seamer.
Yeah.
Reaching for that one, Robinson. Unable to get anything on it. Goes for the reverse again. Goes over the top again. And it's 4 again.
Great shot again from Robbo. Very, very good. Great skill.
Demonstration of T20 batting here from Ollie Robinson. Playing 360. Playing with the field. 2 out straight, long on and long off. 2 out deep on the leg side, 1 deep on the offside, but absolutely nobody behind square of the wicket.
Look at the change now. The bowler's going to come around the wicket. They're going to put a sweeper out. So Ollie probably favours the shot over cover or through cover a little bit more. So that's, again,
Puts a lot
manipulating
more
the
pressure
field.
on Thompson's line now, doesn't it?
It does.
Changes angle, coming round the wicket.
Yeah.
Hit
what
through
an
the covers
amazing
for
shot.
4, and that is the field manipulation we're talking
Just
about.
exactly what you described it, Ash. Just giving that room to hit it through the covers.
That's gorgeous batting. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Super, super batting, isn't it?
2 reverse sweeps to a vacant 3rd man. Man was put in there, removed from the cover boundary, and that is exactly where that last delivery went. Masterclass this over from Ollie Robinson so far. 1 delivery left. He's dotted up. And that's better from Durham.
Yeah. Great over.
14 from that over.
69 for 2 at the end of the 8th.
It'd be interesting what the discussion now is with these two, what we thinking is potentially a good score.
See, often, I think sometimes we think 180. So I've looked at that pitch, and after the girls' game, I've thought 180. I think sometimes we maybe aim a little bit too high. That I think if we bowl well and field well, we can defend 160.
Yeah, I agree. And sometimes as a battering unit, if you aim to get 160 and you have a set batter at the end, you genuinely get 180.
Yeah.
I think sometimes if you set yourself to get 180 and you lose a few wickets, then
you almost panic a little bit thinking that you're short.
Exactly. Where if you're thinking 160 in mind, and you do have a set batter, you can actually get 180. You can always sneak a few more in, can't you?
Absolutely. Martin Anderson into the attack.
Wide ball.
That is Ben Rain-like, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, really.
Bit of a slower ball, bumper, or
looked awful, didn't it?
If
I'm honest,
you're right.
sorry to say so. It looked bloody awful. But you can see what he's trying to do there.
Exactly,
really hit the pitch hard and take all the pace off the ball.
This is the same field set what Samet had as well. So it's a very spinner's field.
Tap and go.
Great running.
Excellent running. Good batting as well. They tend to try and play that maybe so early with all the pace off the ball, and he's managed to pick one of the big pockets in the ground to get back for 2.
Yeah, I think you can see what he's looking to bowl here just by looking at the field setting he's got. So it's very, very much a spinner's field, isn't it?
Absolutely. That one doesn't bounce much, and Ackerman's a bit unlucky there that he picks out that one straight to deep square.
5 yards either side of him. It's 4, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's probably been done with the lack of bounce on that one. Expecting that one to sit up a little bit more like the first 2. If Ollie will think paddle here. Oh. All sorts going on with that one. And it ended up going about 3 metres.
Yeah, there might not be enough pace on it for him
Yeah.
to paddle. That's the only thing. He might be better off looking to hit strong shots in the
Hit
pockets
down.
at sort of mid-wicket,
Yep.
straight cover. Might not be enough pace on the ball to get it behind.
Absolutely nailed that, but again, straight to the sweeper. It's Whiteley out in the deep.
Bit unlucky with that.
Yeah.
Again, if that's 5 yards either side, it's 4, isn't it?
5 off the over so far. As we approach the halfway mark. That one's hit into the gap. And Robinson taps and goes immediately. That's what I'm saying there, those big pockets.
Yeah.
Good batting from Ackerman. That's what you want at this stage, just picking up those 8 and 9 without too much risk.
And then you do get a couple of boundary balls, and all of a sudden you get 2 overs of 10 or 14 like we have the last couple of overs.
Oh, and that's full and hit square, but again won't beat the sweeper out on the leg side. So what have we got off that one? 8 off the over, and at the halfway stage, Durham is 77 for 2. Scott, thoughts on the first 10?
Oh, I think it's pretty much in the balance. We would have definitely taken going at 7s after 10 after the first 2 overs.
Yeah.
So I think we've pulled it back quite nicely. Now it's about we've come one of these to go on and get a 60, 70 plus and go and get us a 180, which would be a massive score. If we can get another 100 here, the last 10 overs, which I think is going to be massive. So if one of these two can still be there at the end, could put us into a position to get 180.
Samet Patel back into the attack. Through and round. Ackerman just flicks into the leg side for a single out to deep square leg.
It's easy to come up with numbers and stuff at the start of the innings. What do you, after watching the first 10, what would you think it would be a pass score here? I know we're again throwing numbers out.
Inside out, over the top. And one bounce for.
Amazing cricket shot, isn't it, from Ollie?
I think that's such a strength of his, and that if I was Derbyshire, I would let him reverse sweep all day. I would protect that. In fact, I would even probably take one across from the leg side and make him sweep regulation. He's so good through the offside.
Yeah, you're right, he does. He's got such a natural fair floor towards the offside, hasn't he?
There is the reverse sweep. He doesn't mind doing that either. No one out there.
Brilliant.
No one to stop it. 4 more to Ollie Robinson.
Amazing.
He's in the middle of nowhere, isn't he? The
cricket
sweeper
shot,
at the moment. He's kind
But
of.
that's the pressure he's put on them, isn't it?
Agree,
By
100%.
doing a couple of reverse sweeps, and then you sort of fiddle around with your deep cover, and then he whacks one over cover, then opens that gap to do that again. Such smart batting, isn't it?
It's brilliant batting. It's
amazing.
I mean, great thought process, but the execution has been first class.
He looks vastly in control. There's Robinson. He steps back through the offside. That's through one fielder. Not the second, as he does come back for 2.
And as you tend to do with an Ollie Robinson innings, you'd look at the scoreboard and all of a sudden he's in the 40s.
Yeah.
Like, it's mad.
Yeah, striking at 150.
Goes back again. Into the offside again, through the
4.
fielder again.
Oh,
and both of them this time. And Ollie Robinson,
Great
His-
little 50, that, isn't it?
That's a brilliant knock.
Amazing.
third boundary
Great knock.
of the innings, brings up 50 off just 32 deliveries. To quite the reception around Banks Homes Riverside. A lot of love for Ollie Robinson out in the middle. And it's been a heck of an innings.
Yeah, it has been brilliant. Slow start, but he's now striking nearly 160 just by catching up with a couple of smart boundaries and some classy shots. Amazing little innings this.
Patel to see it out. Driven down the ground. Just for a single. You can tell how in control he is by just the way he's toying with the field.
Yeah, true. Such a smart batting, like I said, it's a great skill. But going back to your question, Ash, I think
It changes there in one
yeah,
over, doesn't
exactly. But I think if we get 160 on the board, I think 160 is probably par
it? Okay.
because of we like to think the pitch might get a little bit more too paced towards the back end of the innings. We've got, like you mentioned, we've got 3 spinners with Ackers and Souts and Parky, but we've also got Rainey that can do a great job through the middle as well. So, I mean, I think if we can get to 165, I think that's be a really good score. However, we're now 90 for 2. I like to think we can get 180.
I'll tell you what it's done. It's forced, I think, Derbyshire to bring on their overseas spinner before they wanted to.
Well, that was fast, wasn't it?
That was rapid.
That was not a leg spinner or an off spinner. That was just
Straight
fast.
Gone back to the Shoaib days, that.
Yeah. Great skill.
And Durham, I think, can milk this now. Milk
Yeah.
this over. Just knock it for 5 or 6. Ackerman has no thought to that as he gets his hands through that.
That was a leg spinner, wasn't it?
Yeah. You can just say it's a little bit slower.
Yeah. When you're facing bowlers like this who do have loads of variations, you've got to watch the hands so closely. And I think that's what might have done a couple of batters early on. You sort of, it sort of might take you 3 or 4 balls to work out what he's doing. Hence why he ended up bowling 2 overs for 7 runs, because we were sort of a bit taken by him.
Robinson punching that one down to long on. We'll pick up another single. I think the way they've batted against the other bowlers, you can almost just not risk anything from
like
this
if
guy. And I
if
think the partnership is more important than trying to take
100%. I think, like you said, if
so far down.
you give him 6 and over now, you
Bowled at 90 mile an hour leg
that was
spinners.
quick.
Sam is definitely getting old. See what you do when you get to my age is that you field at 45 and you start counting the balls to get a run, to get between the overs.
Head start.
100%. There's one ball early there. Good change of pace. Lovely bowling that. Ackerman fortunate to pick up a single, but we'll take it. As some subs bring on some drinks and some helmets and things like that. But so far, Ollie Robinson's innings has been absolutely superb. 54. And what Durham need is for him to continue to bat for the next 5 or 6 overs and really cash in and turn that 50 into an 80 plus.
Yeah, definitely. You always talk with, if individual batters can go and get a 75 plus, the chance of winning a game is massive. And like I say, if we're in a position where Ollie can do that, And if he does do that and guys bat around and we've still got big hitters to come, you think we've still got Nisham to come next or Ben Rain. So we've got hitters to come in. But if lads can come in and Ollie can keep sort of holding it together, and like I say, definitely 175, 180 is possible, isn't it?
Absolutely. Pat Brown is going to come back into the attack, and I think this partnership is forcing Derbyshire to maybe bowl some of their bowlers in places that they hadn't planned on. Ackerman tries to sweep that away into the leg side. He'll find a pocket and touch and go and
even
come back
that there, you sort of mishit it, but it rolled away so fast, didn't it?
It did indeed.
A bit like my putts this morning on the golf course. Just kept rolling past too fast.
And the man responsible for the beautiful surface out there, Victor Main, welcome.
Good evening.
Evening, Vic.
Evening, Scott. How you doing?
Very good, thanks, mate. Looks a good pitch, you've got us here.
Yeah, I think it's a good pitch, this one. Played well the other night in the International.
It sure did. Backing up today. That one pace on. They might look for two here, but I'm not sure he's hit it far enough. And I think that's a good call from Ollie Robinson. Just Ackerman trying to come back. That brings up the 100 for Durham.
We were just saying how well the ground looks at the moment, Vic. You said it looked a picture on Sky the other night for the International.
Yeah, we've been really lucky this year with the weather.
Yeah.
The weather's been great. We've had sort of recently we've had a bit of rain, it was starting to get dry before that, but now it's looking a lot better now, and really happy with it at the moment.
That's carved away,
Great
Ollie
shot.
Robinson. Stop it. Gorgeous shot. Probably knowing the length that he's going to get. Mid-off and mid-on in the circle.
Yeah.
He's just give himself a little bit
I
of room
think
there.
You're right. I think he thinks Pat Brown is going to sort of go hard length, sort of middle and leg, where Ollie's read it and backed away and give himself that room to cut it. And great shot again.
I don't know about you, but third man looks really fine.
Yeah, he does. It seems like there's a big gap from third man to deep cover.
I think Ollie Robinson definitely noticed that. He does it again, and this time he helps it off his hip. One bounce for four. Incredible batting from Ollie Robinson. I said at the start, I hope we see somebody get ollied.
You did.
And tonight looks like it is the night so far.
Looks like Derby are getting ollied.
Really difficult to bowl pace on here.
Yeah.
I find time and time again in T20 games, take the pace off, it's difficult to get away. Pace on just seems to go the distance.
Yeah, we've mentioned that. We noticed a couple of their seamers early on. Hudson Prentice went into the wicket, sort of slow balls, cutters. You think it's almost the way to go. I think Rainey can bowl really well tonight on this type of surface.
Oh my God. That is an incredible shot and an incredible effort in the field. Is that Wayne Madsen? He's far too old to be doing things like that.
He's another 41-year-old, I think. I think he's about the same age as Samat Patel, I think. And
wow,
he's moving like that at 40, 41. Great effort. He looks disappointed he hasn't caught
I
it.
don't know if he's hurt himself here.
Nah, he's okay.
No, he's all right.
He's okay.
He's just holding his beak there a little bit. I don't know if the ball, he's face planted maybe after.
Great effort. I mean,
but what a
he
shot!
Saved,
what an
he
effort!
saved 3 runs for them, didn't he? It was a good shot, wasn't it?
Oh, off the back foot. It's ridiculous. Brown trying to get out of this over now. And he'll not. That'll be re-balled, I think. Yeah, it'll be a wide. I think that's the way he's got to go. He's really got to. If he's hitting the pitch, he's got to take the pace off it. And we were talking earlier, Vic, as well, that it's a cruel pitch that if you give any width, you're going to be punished.
Yeah, I think T20 is a horrible game for a seam bowler.
Or a spinner.
All your skills are taken away, aren't they?
Yeah. It's a good hard length into the pitch with no width.
You bowl down the leg side, you wided. You bowl a little bit wide of the offside, you wided. You bowl short, you wided.
That's a bloody way it should be, mate. It's a batter's game, isn't it?
All you've got to do is bowl into the slot, isn't it, for the batsman to smack it back over your head.
Batter's game, isn't it?
Oh, unfortunately it is.
How big are the boundary sizes, Vic?
They're all 65 metres.
All 65 metres.
Yeah, 65 all the way round. Lot smaller than the other night.
Yeah, what was it for the international? At some points.
Up towards the pavilion, it was nearer 75.
Yeah.
Straights were about 68.
Okay.
Do you get to decide the boundary sizes for internationals?
Yeah.
So you don't get Harry Brook or McCullum coming to you and say, I want 65 metres or 60 metres or...
They may. I mean, certainly do that in the women's game.
Yeah.
The women's game, they always want to play on a 60-metre boundary, but not so much in the men's.
All the pace off that one from Patel.
Even in our games,
In the Durham games?
Do we have a save in
we'll have a
T20s?
chat and we'll... we've decided at the moment that 65 is the way to go.
Yeah.
There was some talk about bringing it in a little bit more.
Well, that'll have made the spinners happy.
See, I've already had shouts in my ear early on, moaning about the boundary size. Because we were saying when I used to play T20 cricket here, it was...
Oh, it's huge.
It was huge. I mean,
It was
it really
huge.
did help me. And we mentioned Breezy early on, and the spinners we had, it really
That'll
did
be
help
two.
us.
Oh, not good decision in the end, I think. Maybe timed too well from Ollie Robinson.
Yeah, the ECB and the ICC always send us a memo and say, make the boundary sizes as big as you can for any of the games.
Right, okay.
They want them big.
But then that can be overridden by the home.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some of those boundary sizes in the IPL this year,
Oh,
the last couple of years actually, look like they've been tiny.
Really?
There's some massive scores, hasn't there?
Yeah, I don't watch
200
it.
plus chased down
Yeah,
regularly. Oh, attempt a reverse sweep from a very full ball. I think Patel's decided to go death here. Bowled
Yeah,
a couple of
fast
Yorkers. in that over. 6 runs off the over. A good one from a Derbyshire point of view. 117 for 2. 6 overs remaining.
Can we go at 10s here, eh?
That's what you want, isn't
Yeah,
it? You really want to
get another 60 here.
get the 60. You know, you're pushing 180,
Yeah.
190.
I do think 180 would
Wickets
be
in hands.
a big score here, Vic. I think it'd be a really good score.
I said I thought 180 par.
Okay.
I think we lost our way in the power play. Power play
First
is
2
so,
overs were...
First 2 in the last over.
Yeah.
It's so important, the power play, and how you get off sets the tone for the innings.
Yeah.
And I mean, we lost that early wicket, and then the runs dried up, and it just...
That's a celeb appeal.
Run back up. Oh, I thought
Might
we
have
got
been
2 there.
thinking of 2. Ollie Robinson. To the naked eye, looked like he might have got outside the line.
Yeah.
Anderson's first ball, yeah, 100% outside the line.
Yeah. Anderson thought he was out.
It was a good appeal,
That
that.
appeal, didn't he?
It's one of mine on a weekend if I'm still playing. Just to
You
try
still
and...
ball?
No. Well, yeah. That's all I've got to offer. And field at 45. It's a good change up there.
Yeah, I think he saw Acker's move there.
It's a
I think
difficult shot to
Colin
play,
might
that,
have,
isn't it?
yeah, I mean, not if you're Casey Aldridge. How good was that on Friday night? That reverse sweep 6.
Insane.
It's an incredible skill, isn't it?
It's just... The game's changed. I keep saying it. The game just keeps changing. Ackerman stands still and belts that one out to long off. And Robertson touches and comes back. Excellent
Great
running.
from Ollie, that.
Really
Great
good running. This would be
Some of the shots these guys play are outrageous.
incredible,
aren't
isn't it?
It's where do they think them up from?
I mean, I was watching that international last night, and some of the shots the England boys were playing, it was just incredible, wasn't it? Amazing.
Oh, wow. That is
Gee,
baseballed back down
hard.
the ground. Umpire Goff does very well to move out of the way. But Ackerman...
I think he
pick
needed
up a
that Ackers a
boundary.
bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't realise. You'd look up and I've just seen Ollie Robinson's
Yeah.
strike rate get higher and higher, and Ackers has just been going at a run of ball.
Yeah, I think he needed that.
But crucial in this partnership,
Yeah, he has. He's played a lovely little role too, hasn't he?
just feeding Robinson the strike. What a brilliant bit of wicket keeping that is. Pace on, full and wide down the leg side.
Brilliant take, that wasn't it?
Brooke Guest, very, very tidy. So Vic, talk us through T20 International Day, because you had a bit of rain around the night before and on the morning.
Yeah, it was
great running again, boys. Great running.
Interesting day. Came in about 7 o'clock. We were forecast an hour's rain between 8 and 9, which didn't materialise. Yeah. But because the game wasn't starting till the evening, we'd left the covers on. So doing a few bits and pieces, got the covers off about 9:30.
Oosh.
That's it.
Oh, he has not.
Oh, he's
Wow.
caught it.
I mean, that
He
is
has.
Good catch.
incredible.
What an outstanding catch. And I tell you what makes
God.
that even harder is that he's looking into the sun as well. The ground staff down there are giving him a round of applause. Tell him to get back to work, Vic. But that was
I
an
mean,
outstanding
rightly
catch.
so. You've got to applaud that. That is... Wow. Wow.
Skills to catch that one-hander, but then the spatial awareness as well with him being right next to the rope.
And like you say, looking right into the sun.
The sun's low as well.
Yeah, and also there's not a cloud in the sky, which always makes catching white balls very, very hard.
Great catch.
Ackerman just struggled there, 33 from 30.
But he did play a big role in that
role.
partnership. Yeah, he knew Ollie's striking it really, really well at the other end. He sort of played a nice little cameo, I thought, to Rob Orr there.
Yeah, partnership of 84. And they are match-winning partnerships when you look back at the end of the day, and I'm sure that Ryan Campbell, that'll be a tick in one of his boxes to say, right, we need a big partnership. We need somebody to go on and score big. We need a big partnership, and we want somebody to be in at the end of the innings.
It was needed at that time as well, wasn't it?
It's an important wicket. But what it does do is it brings one of Durham's biggest hitters in Jimmy Neesham out to the crease. We're saying in the build-up, he's just an enormous man.
Yeah, he is. Again, I know keep going on about it, but chucking to the lads in the nets. He is one of those that when he strikes it in the net, it's like a bit like when Stokesy strikes it. It stays hit. It's very strong. His forearms are huge. Big bloke.
So trying to sneak through another over here. It'll be a wide down the leg side. Gaz and Far, 3 overs, 1 for 11 now. Important that Durham don't lose 2 here, especially Robinson. Takes all the pace off the ball. It's a single. Will they look for 2? Jimmy Neesham wants it. Ollie Robinson wants it.
Well done.
And a little bit poor in the backing up there. That he just stayed on the rope and allowed that ball to come all the way to him. One of the big parts, and I know that you guys always talk about being on the move and anticipating that ball, and that allows Durham
There's
to get
always
through
a
for
reason to
second.
be moving in T20, I think, in the field. There's always a reason that you can be backing up or seeing what's going on. Never stand still in T20 cricket.
And Robinson hits that badly enough, I'm hoping. And it is hit badly enough. They might even get... They'll come back for 2. I wasn't sure where the ball had went. I thought it went
Chip
behind
shot
him
that
there.
one. It was nice little...
Good chip onto
Nice
the green. Talked about it earlier. You golf. Vic, this outfield is like glass. It's absolutely rapid.
Yeah, it's really good at the moment. We're really pleased the way it is. And out.
Oh, Ollie Robinson goes. That is a huge wicket in the context of this game.
I think Ollie might have hit that, judging by his reaction.
He's very disappointed, but it brings an end to an outstanding innings of 70.
Yeah, he's hit it. Well, he's showing his
Just
back.
hit him on the
Might
toe.
have even hit him outside the line as well.
It's close. It's close. I've definitely seen worse than that given. But that is an outstanding innings of 70 from Ollie Robinson. Just 46 deliveries.
Yeah, great innings, wasn't it?
It's
Back up the
important
order.
now that we talked a little bit. I said there what we don't want is Ollie Robinson to get out now. Is that these two need to immediately build a partnership that hits the ground running.
Yeah. So you don't really want 2 guys on none without facing the ball, do you? In an innings. Let's see if you can get a set batter going into the last 4 overs. Big couple of wickets for Derby, wasn't it?
It has been a big couple of overs, and this is why they brought the overseas star back on. It's been excellent today.
Trouble is here, you haven't got the time to waste a few balls, have you?
No, you haven't.
No.
You could almost play this over out, I think, and then you've only got 4 left for these two to get going. The good thing that these guys now practice almost hitting the first ball that you face for 6. And Aldridge, as we saw the other night, is a more than handy striker of the ball. Big talented all-rounder on loan from Somerset. How have you been impressed with him so far, Scott?
Yeah, he's actually a very, very good cricketer. I think across all formats, really. I'm very surprised Somerset have let a guy like this go out on loan, I think. Someone that can bowl at 85 miles an hour and someone who can strike the ball the way he can, but also a very good athlete in the field.
I was going to say, he took 3 or 4 catches the other night.
Yeah, he's already played a couple of games for England Lions over the last couple of winters, I think.
Nation first ball, tugged away into the leg side, and I tell you what, he's moved beautifully there as well, Casey Aldridge. You talked about his athleticism.
Yeah.
Touching, going back for 2.
No, I do think he's a super cricketer. I think all 3 formats. I think he'll be he would be a great signing, I would think, if Somerset ever did let him go. But I'm very surprised he's not on their T20 setup.
Worked out for us well with Ollie Robinson being on loan here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
If that can follow a similar path. Jimmy Neesham just happy to play the last ball out there. 2 for 18 off his 4 overs. Been a good 4 overs.
Yeah, it has. It's the first time I've seen him bowl. Someone that's got plenty of variations, great skill, changed his pace really well. Quite a different action, hasn't he? And I think it has taken our batters by surprise. Yeah, like you see, ball leg spinners, googlies, off spinners, fast straight balls,
and rapid one, yeah.
Great skill and bowled very well. Big 4 overs.
It is, and what Durham want to do is go into that innings break with momentum.
Yeah.
They're looking at 10s minimum here. That will take Durham to 175. Aldridge cuts late. Played that really well and will pick up a comfortable 2. Again, whipped away into the leg side. They'll look for 2 again. This is good running.
Great running.
Risk-free. Picked up 4 off the first 2 balls. And these are the overs now. If you can throw a boundary into these overs, they become 10 plus. Tucked away again into the leg side. I think this one's 2 straight to the man, and will just be the single. Aldridge comes in and immediately, with intent, ticking that scoreboard over. Just having a look there, who bowl? You would think that Brown will probably bowl 2.
Hudson Prentice the ball.
Hudson Prentice maybe 1 more.
Yeah.
Unless Anderson has a really good over here.
Yeah. Generally Brown's strength, isn't it? Bowling at a death. Yeah,
Neesham gets that in the gap, and there's no stopping that once it beats the infield.
I just think with this field, you can't afford to put too much pace on it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you're using the pace and it goes off there for 4, you've got to keep using your cutters and your mix-ups and change-ups with this field.
There you go. There's 9 off the over already. 2 balls still remaining. Can they turn it into a big over? Nation tucks it away.
There's your 10.
There's 10 and almost a free hit, I guess,
Yeah.
for the over.
Can we get a 6 here? Can we get a big over?
That's useful.
It's going to be at least 4 as it
4.
one bounce. Really good batting. Identified that mid-off was in the circle. Gave himself a little bit of room. And I guess probably mishit that.
Yeah, he did.
The best part of 65 metres. Nearly went for 6.
Yeah.
Going back
Very
to work.
good.
Vic says he's going back to work. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Thanks for joining us,
Thanks,
Vic.
Vic.
Congratulations on providing such a fantastic service here for the game.
Good over. 14 offered. Not the smartest bowling I've seen from Anderson.
It's a poor ball, isn't it?
Yeah, last ball you brought your mid-off back in the ring and you've bowled a bit of a slot ball with pace on it.
You're almost looking at... He's tried to hit hole, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Got his length slightly wrong.
But good over.
Good over. George, welcome back, mate.
Yeah, slowed down a bit since the departure of Ollie Robinson, but fantastic over. Just seeing the Manhattan there on the screen. It's like second biggest over. One hit for 16 in the middle overs, but since then, been slower going until now. It's difficult to come in 2 bats on 0 and hit the ground running.
It's not going to be Brown to bowl his full allotment. 150 up for Durham. 17.1 overs.
Vic saying 180 par on this pitch. 3 overs to go. Still very much doable at 10 and over. Just one off the first ball though. Casey Aldridge on strike. Short, pulled away for a single.
You know, it's just field setting as well to Jimmy Neesham. It's almost a deep cover.
Yeah.
Very straight, isn't it? It's quite unusual, that. And then the guy in the ring is almost like a backward point.
It's almost set for a reverse sweep, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, I mean...
Unless you're going to look to bowl full and wide outside off stump, but then you've got mid-off up in the circle, so it's a bit of a strange mix.
Yeah.
You could almost bring up your square leg and have your 2 behind square on the leg side and drop your mid-off if that's the kind of line that you're going to look to attack.
So
Wayne Neesham play right across it.
and Wayne Madsen's almost going to point, isn't he, rather than cover, and there's a big gap straight. Oh.
Never.
Short and pulled straight to the man by Jimmy Neesham. It sat up nicely. He rocked back. He's just hit it straight down the throat of the fielder. Deep backward square leg.
I mean, you
go for 8.
Easy argue that's really unlucky from Neesham.
Yeah,
He's hit that so hard and so flat. And if that is a couple of yards either side, that's 6.
Yeah, disappointing. You could see the disappointment on Neesham's face. Couldn't have picked him out any better.
Oh, shame that.
Do you think he knows the fielder's there and he's trying to hit it over him? Or do you think
I think he's trying to hit that for 6. And I think he's hit it well enough. He just hasn't got the height on it. But like I say, if that's 2 yards either side, that is 6. And he's picked him out. Lovely. Good catch, actually.
Yeah,
because it did go flat into the sun, looking up into the sun. It went flat and fast.
Will Rhodes, almost the hero. This pair, actually, nearly got Durham to an unlikely victory after being in real trouble.
Yeah, 91 between them. Seems unlikely at this point. It's 2.5 overs to go.
2 big overs.
Yeah, it needs to be. 151 for 5.
Short again, pulled again.
Hit that
this
so
time
hard.
into the ground. Just a single out to deep mid wicket.
I was pleased for Rhodes. Obviously, it would have been nice for him to get
Durham home the other night, but to make a big contribution in that game must have made him feel good after a pretty tough start to his time here.
He's actually played nicely in the T20s, hasn't he? He played a couple of second team T20 games and got, I think, a couple of 50s. And you can see it's sort of got him going a bit, got him into a bit of nick. In the three T20 games we've had, he's actually played okay, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
He played very well at Leicester, and it was a shame
Is that in the cap?
he didn't get us over the line.
Samet Patel, another one of them strange creatures that bowls left arm, throws right arm.
Do you know what? There's a lot of left arm spin bowlers do it that way. So Liam Dawson.
Yeah, I was going to say. I know Tymel Mills is not a spinner, but he does it.
Leach.
Yep. We're going through them the other night. I think we had 5 or 6.
There's a lot of left arm spinners that throw right-handed.
Weird.
Yeah.
Good Yorker.
Nice. Yeah, I thought for a minute that no one was moving.
Oh yeah.
No, literally nobody moved.
The umpire wasn't sure, was he?
That is it. 5 off it and the wicket as well. 154 for 5. 2 overs to go. And it is going to be Pat Brown by the looks of it. The sleeve on his right arm.
Yeah.
Gives his cap to umpire Goff.
I wonder if he tries to go Yorker length or whether he still looks to go into the pitch with change-ups and off-cutters.
Jimmy Neesham's 300th T20 game today. It's an unbelievable effort, that.
It's a lot of games of cricket, isn't it?
Definitely. I asked him in one of the members' forums how many clubs he'd played for. I think he got up to about 23 or 24.
Wow.
Different clubs and franchises around the world.
It's the modern day way, isn't it?
Absolutely.
T20 world of
I've
cricket.
just seen who's retired? Heinrich Klaassen and somebody else.
They focus on franchise and T20 cricket.
Brown is into the attack now, and this is all the pace off. Takes a bit of pad, maybe.
Good running, Rhodsy. Very good getting.
And that is excellent running, that.
I always think, right, this is my theory, if the wicketkeeper runs for it, you should try and run 2 as much as you can, because then it means a fielder's got to get to the stumps, which obviously takes time. You haven't got gloves on to catch the ball to take the stumps.
There you go.
So yeah.
Get that in your master plan badge. Love it. It was a good theory. It worked on that occasion, that is for sure. Couple of leg byes for Durham. Oh, that's a big wind-up from Will Rhodes.
He wanted it.
Oh, wow. I love the intent.
Could absolutely see him power that one up.
Do you know what as well? Mid-on is in the circle.
Yeah.
He just had to hit it over the top of him, didn't he? Didn't have to try and knock the stadium down.
Mate, that was... Don Robson Pavilion was in real trouble there.
Yeah. He wanted it.
Brings Aldridge back on to strike. Also a career best for Ollie Robinson, that's 70. It's really good to see. Lots of chat out there when you've got your captain and 60 metres away.
Yeah, Samet's
and
not
your
moved, has
wicket
he?
keeper. Yeah, not a chance. Not a chance.
Can you see the cut-off time on the screen, Northie? Thorpe?
I can't read it. I can see it.
Yeah.
I struggle with that yellow and blue, if I'm honest. Excellent Yorker. Good tuck into the leg side. I think they'll touch and go again. They choose Will Rhodes' end.
Great running again.
And it put the pressure on the fielder so much that he threw it right down the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Hudson Prentice out there.
I can't see that cut-off time. My eyes aren't that good.
I reckon that's 46.
You would think they've got through them pretty well with the amount of spin they've
6 minutes
bowled.
to get 3 balls.
Yeah. What have they bowled? 10 overs of spin.
Yeah.
That's a wide no.
Yeah, extend those arms, please. Thank you, Michael Goff. Give a little nudge there from Neil Praddock. Well, I was going to say it's square leg, but he's standing at point. So he's not looking straight into the sun and right down pull shot alley. You definitely wouldn't want to be standing there. Brings up 160, which is usually a pretty good score here at the Riverside.
Yeah, so 9 balls left.
Oh, that's a really good Yorker.
It's well bowled.
Really, really
It's
good
interesting
Yorker.
that Vic seems to think 180 was par.
Mm.
I mean, he knows the surface.
I thought I did say 175, but then
Yeah.
you're always, like I say, you look at it, and that
You're
was
in
just
the
going
game,
off the
but-
girls
Yeah.
game before. Where I just thought any pace or width really went.
You're always in the game with 160, 170, aren't you? It's
We've
runs
seen
on
a lot of
board,
winning
yeah,
games here with 150, haven't we?
Yeah, 100%. You get a couple of early ones. You have a good power play. You can defend 160, 170, can't you?
Absolutely. The other reason I probably added 10 or 15 was just because of the international pitch. Oh, that's top edged.
Could be
I
safe.
think it's going to be safe, and it's
Yeah.
going to bounce on the square and over his head.
Oh, it has as well.
And they're gonna get 3.
You've called that amazing. How hard is that square, by the way?
Finn Hudson-Prentice, you got a feel for him. It's gone up into the sun. He's charged in, probably lost it for a little bit. And then, yeah, incredible. Good running.
Taking a phenomenal catch earlier. Coming right back down to earth with that. Fair play, Ash. Saw that coming from a mile off.
Yeah, he did.
Nah, it was just a guess.
Shows how hard that square is at the
Yeah.
moment. 7 foot in the air.
Almost a free hit again. It's tucked away into the leg side. It'll be...
2 more.
I think it's... great fielding
great
from
fielding
Whiteley.
again.
Tell you what, he does all right in the outfield, doesn't he, for
Yeah.
a big man?
Yeah.
Excellent fielding. Durham pick up another 2. 165
9 off it. Good set again.
with a
Last
huge
over.
6 deliveries to come.
Yep. Can we get to that magic number 180? Can we have a big over here?
Well, it's been a 16-run over before in this innings.
Yeah.
No reason why it couldn't happen again. Will Rhodes on strike, 40-odd. Last week, 2 off 3 so far. Durham 164 for 5. As Ash said, 6 big balls remaining. Hudson-Prentice from the Lumley end. Rhodes
well
steps back and leaves it.
It's just inside the tram lines, wasn't it? It's well bowled.
Looks up to the heavens. Not getting any help from there. Not getting any help from the umpire either. Casey Aldridge, sorry. He just sees it by for a dot ball.
That's a horrible feeling.
It's got to be some sort of fine. This time does make contact with it, but again, same result. Another dot ball.
It's well bowled again, isn't it?
It's 180 seeming a long way away now.
Yeah. 3 hits. That's all it is.
Good Yorker, that last one from Hudson-Prentice. Aldridge just trying to give himself room. Backing away. Just one sweeper on the offside. 3 out on the leg. That's a full toss. And a scamper 1.
It's not been the start we wanted, is it? 1 off the first 3. Can Rhodesy thump this into the stand? The wind might have just settled down a bit. The flags definitely seem to be blowing less. So it might not feel as a big as hit as it was 10 overs ago into that blue stand without the wind.
3 out on the leg side. 2 out on the offside. Angle coming across him. Another Yorker.
Very
really well
well
bowled.
Such good bowling, isn't it?
Rhodes can do nothing but just prod it out and scamper a single. Derbyshire won't mind that. Just 2 off the over so far. 2 deliveries remaining. Durham 167 for 5. This last over from Hudson-Prentice has been exactly what you want from your death bowler.
Yeah. Can Casey Aldridge just paddle sweep one here? He's going to bowl another Yorker. Can he just get inside of it and paddle sweep it?
It's short. Tries to pull it, misses it. There's a run-out opportunity. And Aldridge gives up before he even bothers to run his bat in. That brings up the 6th wicket on the penultimate ball. So it'll just be 1 ball for Zach Folkes. But he'll be at the non-strikers. Will he be not on the strikers then?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I was pleased I wasn't batting because I thought he was going to go Yorker.
Yeah.
I might have tried to sweep.
You've already
that one.
set up for the paddle sweep.
Yeah. That's why I'm sat up here.
So Zach Folkes' job now will be just to scamper. I
Run
reckon.
as hard as you can, mate.
Be Will Rhodes to face the final delivery. What would you bowl here, Scott?
I think he'll go Yorker. He'll try and nail this Yorker.
Wide Yorker, just dabbed into the offside
Got to run.
for a single. Folkes wants to come back for a second, but there'll be no point. He scampers off the field. His job now is going to be with the ball, and that is the end of the first innings. Durham 168 for 6. Is it 15 runs below par? That's what Vic thinks. We'll see in about 10 minutes' time. Derbyshire also running off the field, and it was just the one big knock from Ollie Robinson, climbing into the 70s before holing out. And there'll be a chase in about 10 minutes' time, 167 to win. And in the meantime, let's hear more from the studio. Andy.
George, thank you very much. A fantastic innings, of course, for Ollie Robinson, the real headline from the Durham innings. But Derbyshire will be chasing 169 for their first win of the T20 season. Durham defending that 168 total, most certainly. And I'm going to steal an Ash Thorpeism to open things up here in the Datha News studio here on Durham Live. Derbyshire got ollied for the majority of that innings. Scott Borthwick, has anyone ever been badged before or not?
Probably been badged. I mean, not because of cricket.
You know what? I don't even think we need to go into that, do we? At all. Sensational innings from Ollie Robinson, anyway. I'm going to ask a pretty direct question. Did the Durham innings die when Ollie went?
Slightly. I don't think it's a pitch where you can come in and strike the ball cleanly from the off.
Yeah.
I think even Ollie's 70 odd, it sort of took him a while to get going. I think it is one of those surfaces where, same as if you use the middle of the wicket, a bit off cutters and sort of ball top of the stumps, and a little bit of spin there as well. And the way we see on air there is like the golden number's 180.
Yeah.
But I do think if our spinners bowl well and Ben Rain bowls well in the middle, I do think we've got enough, because I think there's enough in that surface that our bowlers can work with. But amazing innings from Ollie. I'm buzzing for him. He's a great kid, and he's obviously gone back up to number 3, which really suits him, I think. And it was an amazing innings.
We'll pick apart Ollie Robinson's innings in a second, but what's your overriding emotion coming off there, Ash? What do you reckon the boys will be feeling as they trudge back up to the shed?
I'm just thinking about being badgered.
I don't think that's what Scott meant, but you know.
I think they'll be, if they'd have taken that at the start.
Yeah.
I think they might have left a few out there. I think maybe 175 was the position that we looked like we got to. But fair play to that last over from Hudson Prentice. That was an outstanding last over.
Yeah.
Followed a similar pattern in the girls' game. I think that only went for 3 as well. But he hit his Yorkers. Probably the hardest ball at the ball is to hit those Yorkers every time.
Yeah.
So you've got to take your hat off to him. And there's a lesson there for Durham that if you execute well, you can win this game.
A lesson for Durham and a lesson for you as well, Badge. I mean, if you say that someone's going to be bowling a Yorker, chances are they're going to dig it in short, aren't they?
Yeah, mate, what do I know? I just thought he's nailed 3 of his Yorkers. I thought that was going to be his banker ball. He's obviously gone into the pitch. But it was a great over. I mean, I think he went for 4 in the end, 3 in the end. And it's like 168, I think it is. It runs on board. It's a good score.
Yeah.
And like I say, I think the key is our spinners and Rainey.
Yeah.
If we use those guys well, because I do think it'll spin. I think even more so they did the first innings, potentially. But we use those guys well. I do think 168 is enough.
We'll come on to our bowling in a second. Ash, let's try and dissect that Ollie Robinson. Because you said it straight away at the very, very start. Ollie Robinson is due a night, were your words on commentary. And he had it today after a relatively slow start, like you were saying there, Badge. But when he got in, I mean, some of the shots he plays are just special, right?
Yeah, what I loved is the way he manipulated the field. So he We're talking about his reverse sweep not being one of his massive strengths, but his head position, he was so still. Watched the ball all the way onto his bat, elevated the ball over the field. That then forced Derbyshire to have to change the field, and then he was able to hit the ball in his favourite areas, which is through the offside, nice and through extra, through cover. Yeah, absolutely beautiful knock. Like I say, his thought process and his execution were absolutely outstanding tonight.
We talk about the field manipulation there, Badge, but what else do you think kind of serves as a factor in an Ollie Robinson innings? Is it being promoted to 3 and being pushed up the order a little
potentially, just a bit of backing. I think we had a conversation yesterday going like, you go back to number 3. But he plays spin so well, and like Ash said there, reverse sweep's probably not his go-to. But when he did that, they obviously moved the field to try and stop the reverse sweep, but then he smacked over deep cover, which is a great skill of his, and it was an amazing innings. It really, really was. And like I say, it was a slow start, but he ended up getting 70 odd from 40 odd balls, I think. And that little partnership with him and with Colin was brilliant. I mean, Colin probably didn't strike it as well as he could have done, but he was in that partnership. It was amazing. I think he ended up getting 30 off, like almost like striking at 110. But it was a really good little partnership. I think it was partnership 84. I think he said, and which is amazing. When if you can get a partnership like that in T20 cricket, it puts you in good stead.
Just on Collins' innings, we were talking about Hudson Prentice and his death bowling, but I tell you what, his catch wasn't half bad, was it?
Wow, to pluck that one-handed right on the Toblerone and looking into the sun.
Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding, because it was hit pretty well. Let's be honest. If he's not there, that's 6. So he's had a pretty decent night with the ball so far, and in the field. So he'll be feeling happy going into the halfway.
We of course had Vic on commentary, and our ground staff know a thing or two about cricket, and you could just see a row of them. They had the best seats in the house to watch that.
Should have tripped him over.
I mean, you had to applaud it though. It was brilliant. I mean, to catch that when it's travelling at that speed, one-handed, and you have the whereabouts to know where your boundary is, then to pop it up and catch it again. It's it's a catching skill we do practice. So to do it in a game, I mean, it's obviously an amazing feeling for him. Not so much for Colin, because it was going for 6, wasn't it? That's how good of a catch it was.
Yeah, a bit irritating from our perspective, most certainly. But props to Hudson Prentice for one heck of a catch. Just while I was mentioning Vic being on commentary, it was absolutely fantastic. Always is. We had him on quite a bit last season as well, and just to hear his insight into how the pitch is prepared and everything. Ash, does it make you a little bit nervous about 45 minutes after you've recorded a pitch report to have their groundsman on the commentary or not?
No, I absolutely love Vic, and like I say, and I think Scott's mentioned it on several occasions tonight, this ground is world class. It looks world class. From how green the grass is to how hard the pitch is, to just everything about it is an international facility. And Vic and his crew have got it absolutely bang on tonight.
Absolutely. I don't want to be coming across too negative here, more certainly, as we see on our screens the lush green surface here at the Banks Homes Riverside in Chester Street. Beautiful, beautiful sight, that. Obviously, we talk about Ollie Robinson, Badge, and him being in the absolute form of his life at the moment. Will our other batters be a little bit disappointed the fact that they didn't capitalise on starts?
Maybe it's Clarkey, because I think Clarkey's actually playing really nicely too. He's had an amazing start to the season, not just in this format, but in the red ball stuff as well. And I think the 2 or 3 games prior to this, he's actually played nicely too. He's got starts, he's got 20 odds, and he's just got out. I think that's what he did today. He was just starting to get going, and then held up to a ball that caught mid-wicket. But I think he might be disappointed because he sort of was getting to that platform, and if he bats another 5 overs or even 3 overs, then it sort of might kick us up to that 180, 190 score. And again with Colin, you think if he bats another 3 overs, he might have just sort of hit the next gear. But yeah, look, time will tell if it's enough. I think it is. I've said it before, but I think it is enough. I think 168, it's a lot of runs if we bowl well and we use our spinners.
And that's the thing, in a good way. Like you say, Badger, we've got the ball and line up to be able to trouble Derbyshire. Derbyshire come into this without a win all season as well. How do you see it going, Ash? Do you see Southampton Park opening up from both ends on spin like Derbyshire did? Do you see it going anywhere else with Campbell's decisions?
No, I think you might see Parky and Zach Folkes. For me, that would be the way I go. I think Folkes has been really impressive. He's got that ball to swing, that new ball. He's one of the rare bowlers that can shape it. He's a massive asset. What I'll do is I'll look down that lineup and I'll go kind of man for man. So we'll match Parky up with Samit Patel. Zach Folkes is by far the best seamer that we'll have on show today, as in fast bowler.
Yeah.
Ben Rain's probably the cleverest, and our spinners are going to be absolutely crucial as well.
Yeah, but absolutely, you look at that bowling lineup, like you were touching upon there, Badge, before. We've got enough to do this today.
Yeah, 100%. I think Zach might swing the new ball like he has done. I think they will probably start with Cal, like they have done. There has been a couple of discussions with if they open with a left-hander, do you go Colin like they did against Lancs? But I think Parky's your man to open the ball, and he's done it time and time again in T20 cricket. But yeah, honestly, I do think we've got enough. I think if we use those, you think of how Martin Anderson did it for them, that little sort of change-ups in the middle. He did okay at times. He probably got it wrong in his last over, but you compare him to someone like a Ben Rain. Ben Rain will be a lot smarter with it, a bit more accurate with it.
Yeah.
And look, I think, like I say, Parky and South's are key as well.
You can imagine that's exactly what the lads are talking about in that huddle just before we kick things off with the Derbyshire innings, which will be with you in about a minute and a half's time or so. Plenty to discuss for the Durham lads there. We're looking at Derbyshire. I mentioned their record so far this season. We have to get this done, really, Ash, don't we? We have to win tonight if we want to be carrying forward in this T20 this season.
Yeah, it's important that we make Durham as hard a place for oppositions to come.
Yeah.
We don't want people who enjoy coming to Durham. We want them to come here and have a hard time and get their pants pulled down, basically.
Yeah.
Durham win. Yeah, get badged. There you go.
Have to be straight up. Derbyshire's openers almost ready there. I'll throw it back to you two very, very quickly before we pass across to George. They're going to do it. They're going to defend 168, Badge.
Yeah, win by 15 runs.
Win by 15. Ash, you've been absolutely spot on with your predictions so far today. So
I think we'll win by 20.
Win by 20. All right. Win by 15. Win by 20. I think we'll take winning by 1 run today.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be honest. We'll take the win whichever way it comes here on Doubleheader Day this Wednesday. Durham defending 168 for their first home T20 win of this 2025 season. And, of course, our second win of the Vitality T20 Blast 2025. Can Derbyshire chase down 168? 169, really. Will Durham defend 168? We're about to find out as the two teams retake the field here at the Banks Homes Riverside. So perfect way to find out with our commentary team. You've just heard from them, Ash Thorpe, Scott Borthwick. But first and foremost, you're going to hear the luscious voice of George Gambit.
Yes, cheers, Andy. Not
Luscious.
a description I've had often, that one, no.
like
Vic and his ground staff have been on. They've been sweeping, they've been painting. And as the Durham team and the Derbyshire openers take to the pitch, we're just about ready to kick off the chase. Derbyshire 4 losses from 4. Durham 2 losses and a win from their 3. So this game pivotal, this chase pivotal for both teams. 168 was the Durham score, 169 to win. Some bold predictions there from Scotty. Win by 15 runs. Well, we'd love to see that. 180, Vic said was par. 168, maybe slightly below that. But as we saw in the girls' game, there are runs on offer. But as we saw in this game, it can be difficult to get going, especially with changes in pace. Parky's warming up at 45. But first, it's going to be Zach Folkes. And against Lancashire a week ago or so, he was opening up. And from his first 2 overs, took a wicket for the concession of no runs.
Yeah, bowled a couple of maidens, actually.
That'll be quite the start if he could repeat it again from the Finkel end.
Caleb Jewell on strike. Zach Folkes is going to start around the wicket to the left-hander. Might start with a wide, is it? No. That one just swinging away a little bit from the left-hander.
I was watching him just warming up on the practice pitches, and he was looking sharp, angling in and seaming away, and he was getting quite a lot of movement off the surface as well.
It's definitely swing there early. Unusual action. Quite whippy through the crease. Jimmy Neesham sits on his backside as he fields that one.
Looks like a fairly aggressive field from the outset from Durham. Colin Ackerman in its slip. And the 2 riders One at deep mid wicket and one at third man.
Young Zach Folks just turned 23 last week. Oh, and that gets a bottom edge from Caleb Jewell and runs away for the first boundary of the Derbyshire reply.
I was about to say it's well protected off the outside edge with a slip in place. Then Ben Rain at a short third man, and then the third man boundaries covered as well, but somehow Jewell manages to have found a gap.
Yeah, right off the toe of the bat, I think, that one. That's edged and just in front of Ben Rain, who does well, and they've managed to scramble through for a single. Good fielding, good running.
Phenomenal hands from Ben Rain. They're the hardest ones when they bounce just in front of you. And Ackerman got excited. He thought that was out. He's run over to Rain to celebrate. But he was busy chucking the ball back, trying to get a run out. I'm not entirely convinced he was looking at the ball at the point that he caught it.
No, it's a tough one, that. The ones that just go in front of you, you tend to just take your head up at the last moment. The body goes into self-protection mode.
Ackerman out the slips as well, coming to cover.
Anna and Donald on strike. Oh, and that one cuts him in half. And is so close to the off stump.
Coming off the surface a touch, is it?
Yeah, just a bit of shape in the air as well. But yeah,
it's moved a mile.
It's a beauty, wasn't it?
It's pitch just set outside off. And Robinson's taken it way down the leg side.
It's an excellent over from Folks. Unlucky to go for that boundary early on, probably off the toe of the bat from Caleb Jewell. But Derbyshire end over number 1 on 5 without loss.
Yeah, it's not the maiden start that we saw last week, but it's an aggressive start. It's an exciting start. As you said, unlucky to be hit for a boundary. It's going to be Callum Parkinson from the Finkel end. Some left arm tweakers. He's going to have protection. Will Rhodes out at deep square. And also one out at cow corner. Looks like could be Casey Aldridge out there, is it?
It's hard to tell in the shadows, isn't it? He's long enough.
There's a tough chance. First up for Parkinson. Jewell just takes a step down the track, tries to hit him over his head, doesn't quite get the loft on it. And Parky just sticks out a hopeful hand and just bounces off rather than sticking in. The change in the field as well. For the right-hander, Casey Aldridge comes into the ring. Just about there is where he was stood. No longer, and that's driven out for 4. From Donald, reaching for it slightly, but a good stroke along the carpet all the way. And it's flown to the ropes.
Yeah, a little bit of width offered by Parkinson. Donald getting his hands through that nicely.
Straighter from Parkinson, this time in a misfield from Folks, and he's going to chase it. It's a long old chase down to the fine leg boundary, but he makes it. Gets it back in and maybe slightly put under pressure by the quick single. Not sure he necessarily thought they were going to go for it. It's gone straight to him. Off the little sweep shot. She's gone straight through his legs.
He's twisted his ankle a little bit there when he threw the ball in too.
Push leg side, maybe a little bit of turn from Parkinson. Come through for the single. Is that from the stream, or did he look like he was struggling a bit with the ankle?
I just watched a replay on the stream, yeah.
Through the covers again, through the gap. And it's 4 again. It's turning into an expensive first over from Parkinson. It was hit well, it was hit hard. Donald moves on to 11.
That's really good batting. That's in at leg stump. That to get that through the offside was an incredible shot. Lovely hands.
Ollie Robinson has no idea where that one's gone. Eventually 3 fielders converge on it. And umpire Goff signals a wide. Yeah, it was drilled in fairly flat to the leg stump. It's probably missing leg stump if anything. It's just taken a couple of steps. Made room for himself, and that was off the outside edge.
Oh dear.
And Ben Rain's dive is to no avail. And that's another boundary. I think it's 17 off the over from Parkinson first up. He looks dishevelled as he snatches his jumper and his hat away from the umpire. And after a fairly tight first effort from Zach Folkes, Derbyshire have gone to 23 for no loss after 2.
Yeah, 18 from that over, actually from Parkinson.
18, wow, yeah.
Yeah. If you think that first ball was a half chance caught and bowled. But Derbyshire off to a flyer, 23 without loss. Zach Folkes to continue round the wicket. That's punched away nicely by Caleb Jewell, unable to beat Nathan Soutler in the offside.
Who would you turn to from the Finkel end?
Yeah, good question. Don't know if you'd try maybe an over of Aldridge or somebody to see if it works with Seam.
Well, it's worked for Folkes so far.
Jewell coming all the way across his stumps and sweeps it over fine leg for 6. Incredible shot.
Vic was talking earlier about some of the shots we see in modern day cricket. And that is phenomenal. He's walked a long way across, almost turned his back on the bowler. And Folkes is sending it down fairly quick. He's used the pace and just lifted it, really.
Yeah, he knew from the moment he hit it as well. He didn't even look until probably a second or two after he made contact, and that flew away for 6 over fine leg. He's going to try over the wicket now, Zach Folkes. Under pressure after that shot. Let's hit to mid-on. Get through for a single.
There was a shout of hit them, Jimmy. It looks safe, even if it did hit. It's good intent between the wickets from Derbyshire so far. Just putting a bit of pressure on the Durham outfielders. Hit and run, the mantra so far. Except when you clear the ropes and you don't need to.
Donald tried to scoop that.
Well bowled. I think he's probably seen him go. He's gone fairly early. And when it is short, it can be easy to get onto it. It's already got the elevation, but that was short enough so he couldn't get anything on it. Around head height.
Flew through to the keeper, that.
Flirting with a head height wide. It was quick as well.
This one's a slow ball, and he's hit straight to cover. Casey Aldridge, we talked about his fielding earlier, takes the catch, and Durham get a huge breakthrough. 30 for 1. Anirudh Donald started off with 3 boundaries off Parkinson. He has to go for 15.
Yeah, I was just starting to wonder whether Folkes would go pace off. These two have been looking fairly comfortable enough at least to play some outrageous shots. And there was the leg cutter, the slower one, and he's just got through the shot early. He's hit it straight to Casey Aldridge in the covers. That feels like a big breakthrough at the minute. Derbyshire were just starting to accelerate. The big over off Parkinson, and then 7 off the first 4 off the Folkes over. And hopefully from a Durham point of view, that will just slow the scoring slightly because they need it.
2 left-handers in now. That might just change Alex Lee's thoughts as to who bowls the next over. Will they try Ackerman? The right arm off spin away from the two left-handers. Or do they go to Seaman? Maybe Aldridge or Jimmy Neesham. Sorry, Anderson's right-hander, isn't he? Just tucked that away down to third man for one.
They're certainly showing intent as well. It's come a long way down the track as folks delivered that one.
Important end to that over. Big wicket. 31 for 1 after 3. Anderson off the mark first ball. Caleb Jules on 14 from 9.
Yeah, going at 10s already. DLS saying 25 is par. Well ahead of that already. Still 17 overs to go. Plenty of twists and turns. And it's going to be Jimmy Neesham from the Finkel end, gesturing aggressively at Graham Clark. Getting closer, he says in the covers. Comes in over the wicket. Slower pace off first up. Looked like it was out the back of the hand. Maybe leg cutter. It's a big swish from Anderson.
It was a big swing, wasn't it?
Takes a couple of bounces before making its way through to Ollie Robinson. See the big fast bowler coming off his long run and then just deliver one at half pace. It's worked for Jimmy first up. Anderson takes a couple of steps across and just flicks into the leg side for a single. That bring the left hand on strike. A change of field. Some scurrying across the wicket. Pack out the cover region. Neesham continuing over the wicket, coming across the left-hander. And there's another scampered single. It's really good running because it's hit straight to Parkinson, a short third man. And they've just set off immediately. And there was so little chance of a run out that Parky's gone for the long barrier.
Yeah, incredible backing up. Like I say, Anderson from the moment he's come to the crease has shown good intent.
Do you think that's something they've seen from the Durham innings, something that they could pick up on and do themselves?
They might have talked about it pre-game, yeah, something that they need to get better on from the first 4 games.
Looks to go over the top. Instead, goes straight down the throat of Casey Aldridge. And Jimmy Neesham into the attack. And straight into the wickets. 3 off the first 3 and a wicket off the 4th. Anderson departs for 2. Derbyshire, 33 for 2.
Yeah, he showed good intent, but got right off the toe of the bat. And Aldridge takes his second catch of the night. Comfortable height for him. Anderson has to go for 2. Derbyshire 33 now for 2.
Yeah, he started walking as soon as he hit it. It's come right off the toe end of the bat. Probably felt horrible, tingling all the way up into his hands.
Samit Patel.
Well, he's gone very nicely with the bat this season. One score in the 80s earlier on.
Leading from the front, the captain, coming in at number 4.
Maintaining the right-left combination. A slight change of field. The cover sweeper moves round to third man. And Neesham gestures for him to go even finer. Now the sweeper on the leg side at deep square leg. Neesham versus Patel. Blocked into the leg side. Big mix-up. But the throw wasn't quite good enough. Neesham did his best to divert it round his back. But Jewell pretty keen to get under to the striker's end. I think he was called through by Patel, who then was a bit of a yes-no. And was just probably 1 or 2 steps short of a sorry as well.
Yeah, good energy from folks in the field.
Folks in it. mid-wicket. He's looking slightly tentative, Samit Patel, on those first 2 deliveries, almost jumping and backing away.
Yeah, all the pace taken off that one by Jimmy Neesham. Good over that one, George. Just the 2 runs from it and the wicket. That's exactly what Durham needed. Wickets in back-to-back overs.
Yeah, it's been see him up so far, which has done the business for Durham. Just the 1 over a spin and Callum Parkinson.
Going to see Casey Aldridge into the attack. Tall right arm seamer on loan from Somerset. And he bowls that one with a bit of width, and that's carved away. Has that gone all the way?
Yeah, looks like it.
It's gone all the way for 6. Pace on and width, and we've seen that all day, has gone the journey. Incredible shot from Caleb Jewell.
Looked a touch slicey, perhaps. Going across the body and wide. It's gone the distance.
It's gone a long way.
All the way over the 65-metre boundary.
That one is within the tram lines, says umpire Pratt.
Yeah, right on the footholes. Outside the off stump.
Probably just a little word there saying don't get any wider than that, young fella.
So that's 2 wide outside the off stump to start. Does he go for a wide Yorker again?
Oh, and that's edged away and will run away for his 2nd boundary down to that region off the edge. But Jewell on the move, 25 now. Striking at 200. Not the best part of 200 anyway.
Such an open stance he's got.
He gets low as well, trying to get under the ball.
When it comes across him, it's coming a long way across him.
Aldridge again finding that inside of the tram line.
Yeah, he's made good friends with the footholes. 2 out of his 4 flush onto the footholes, just inside the lines.
The 2 that haven't hit the footholes, one's gone for 6, one's gone for 4.
It's the danger with the Yorker length. Oh, he's got it again.
On the money again there. It's good from Aldridge. Almost gone into death mode here in the power play.
Takes a bit of courage as well, because a Yorker easily turns into a half volley, and a half volley easily turns into 6 or 4 runs. It has done a couple of times this over, but he's backed himself. He knows his skill, knows his game.
This one dabbed down to Ben Rain. That will end over number 5, 44 for 2. Caleb Jewell on 26. Samit Patel yet to get off the mark.
I remember listening to Stuart Broad talk about his infamous over against Carlos Brathwaite, and he was just trying to bowl the wide Yorker, and he got it wrong the first time, and he thought, right, I know my game, I know that ball, going to go for it again, got it wrong again, thought, right, got to go for it again, got it wrong again, and said in hindsight, you should have switched it up. But Casey Aldridge backing himself and getting it right in the end. 3 right in the block hole. Neesham. Pace off again, driven. He's not got all of it, but he'll get 2 for his troubles. Will Jewell.
He did well to find the gap, Caleb Jewell.
2 of them chasing out of there. Nathan Souter won the race.
Spanish. Love it.
Bilingual here on Durham Live.
Yeah, speaking many other things as well, especially me.
Neesham over the wicket, across the left-handed Jewell. Not giving him the width that Aldridge offered. This time all he could do, just fend it off into the offside for a dot ball. Yeah, language is not my strength, Ash, gotta admit.
Nor mine, mate. Nor mine.
Still got a bit of accidental Spanish in the locker there.
Good work from Neesham so far. Just the 4 runs from 8 balls. I'm sure Jewel will be lining something up here.
Pace off again.
That's just a lovely cricket shot. Absolutely gorgeous cricket shot. Through the covers. All timing, all class from Jewel.
Yeah, we've seen some fancy franchise shots, and that is just a proper cricket shot. Front foot cover drive. Put it on a loop. I'll watch that one again.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Durham searching for the 3 wickets in the power play. That brings up the 50 for Derbyshire. Jimmy Neesham not too impressed.
Jewel just tucked up a little bit, tried to cut it, didn't quite have the width to do so. Just a slight under edge. It's a point for no run. I remember in my French GCSE, we had a role play section where you're given a sentence in English and you have to say it in French. And I just didn't know any of the words. So I just said it in a French accent.
Beautiful. I like that. Joey Barton like.
Exactly that. Cut away hard as well. But finds Ackerman sweeping on the offside. Scored quickly so far, Jewel. 33 off 21, striking over 150. We've seen the Steve McLaren one as well, speaking Dutch.
Steve.
Turns out all speaking Dutchies are speaking English with the words in the wrong order.
Brilliant.
According to Steve McLaren, at least. 7 off it so far from Jimmy Neesham. A wicket in his first. Wicketless in his second over. Got 1 ball to change that. Samit Patel at the other end. Tries to go over the top. Doesn't go over the top, but it's wide enough. Casey Aldridge with a sliding stop and turn and throw. To good applause. Just the 1 from that last delivery. 8 off the over. Derbyshire 52 for 2 at the end of the power play.
Yeah, a couple of wickets in the power play for Durham. 52 on the board for Derbyshire. Slightly ahead of the run rate. 8.67 they're going at. 8.36 required. And we're going to see Sauter immediately into the attack. Sauter will be crucial to the outcome of this game tonight. He's been brilliant since arriving in the northeast.
Just saw the scoreboard there on your screens. DLS 49, Derbyshire currently 52. So as you said, Ash, slightly ahead of where they need to be. But 2 wickets down as well.
Yeah, Durham take a wicket. I feel they're on top. Derbyshire need a partnership from these two. Sauter. Leg spin, he'll bowl stump to stump.
Great start. Souts was the shout from Jimmy Neesham in an unmistakable Kiwi accent. And as he now runs out to the deep mid-wicket boundary.
Jewel chops on. We talked about Sauter's importance. He gets a huge breakthrough. Derbyshire's overseas star, Caleb Jewel, goes. Bowled by Nathan Sauter for 33. And Duckworth Lewis, if you're looking at that as a gauge, will jump now. Huge breakthrough for Durham. Brings in the 2 most experienced players in the Derbyshire lineup. Wayne Madsen joins Samit Patel in the middle.
Talking of language, Ash, you've gone proper Southern Hemisphere with your pronunciation of Nathan Sauter there.
Yeah. I'm not sure they even speak like that in the west of Sydney, where he's from. Old Westie. But now, big wicket from Sauter. 53 for 3 on the board. You can see Duckworth Lewis immediately, I think, has jumped to 57, which shows that Durham will probably feel that they've just, with 1 ball and 1 wicket, snuck ahead of the game a little bit. This partnership crucial to the outcome of this game. Souter stump to stump. That's where he'll want to live for his 24 deliveries. Really want to challenge the batsman to play him off the stumps. Immediate success for him in his first over. He strikes him right in front and gone! 2 wickets in the over for Souter. Samit Patel is disappointed, but that is a game-changing over so far from the young man from New South Wales.
He is pumped up as well. Sprints off the square, massive fist bump. And you said that last wicket was big. I wonder what DLS will be doing now. 4 down.
Oh, the Badger returns. He's missed a double wicket over from Souter so far. Huge moments in the game. Maybe we should send you off for some more food. But yeah, big moments. Caleb Jewell chopping on. And Samit Patel missing one that just rushed him a little bit.
Well, that's exactly what you said, Ash. It's bowling stump to stump and making the batter work, making the batter score runs. And that first one, Jewell looked pretty untroubled for his 33. Got a straight one and just tried to cut it away. Didn't have the width and just got himself into all sort of trouble. And that one, straight enough, according to the umpire.
Alex Lee's turning to spin as soon as the power play ended. Reaping the rewards so far. Badger, welcome back, mate.
Yes, thank you. Off a bit of food and I've missed 4 wickets.
Beautiful.
Amazing start from us, isn't it?
Nathan Souter's impact since he's arrived in the northeast.
Yeah, brilliant. He's done amazing for us, hasn't he, in T20 cricket? Real likeable lad in the dressing room as well. Funny lad, good character to have around the group. And he's done amazing, not just for us in T20 cricket, but around the world in franchise stuff. He's done amazing in the 100 ball. Just a leg spinner that really knows his game, knows what he wants to do. Doesn't get too greedy, doesn't try and hunt for wickets like a lot of spinners, or a lot of us spinners do. Keeps the stumps in play, backs his variations, and great start from him. Picked up 2 wickets in his first over and put us right back in favourites for this game now, I think.
And this is where Durham will look to strangle now. You can see they're bringing on Ben Rain, who'll look to bowl stump to stump. Scott just getting his makeup fixed there as we move on. Bit of gravy on the chin.
Not at Surrey now, mate.
Get the foundation on.
Yeah.
Rain pace off.
That was so slow, wasn't it, from Ben?
I mean, it's slow as it is, and that was even slower.
Brilliant. It's almost like he changes his run up and everything in this format. He just ambles in and stops at the
that
crease.
Little skip, and then every now and then he accelerates a bit quicker.
Like his fast ball is like 70 miles an hour, isn't it, in this format?
That one is quicker. Leg side tucked off the hips. They're going to look to come back for 2.
Great fielding.
And they come back with a degree of comfort as well. Oh, you said it earlier, Ash, that Rain can basically just act as a spinner with the pace he takes off, and that's what he's tried in the first delivery.
Yeah, he can. Scott almost talked about the fields that were set. This is this field set for a spinner now.
Pace off again. And Madsen just struggles to generate his own power.
Oh, I think that's it. Nathan Souter in the knee.
Right.
Yeah, he's struggling with that one. He'll run it off.
Run it off, lad. Run it off.
The adrenaline of those 2 wickets has just disappeared. Might have been a shinny.
Rolls his trouser up. Checks it. Hops on it. He'll be okay.
Better than his touches in football.
Oh, dreadful.
Pace off again from Ben Rain.
Top. Lovely start. Have you seen South play football? You must have
Dreadful.
seen
I've seen enough of your warm-ups.
I think he's the worst I've seen.
Oh, wow.
cricket.
That's a big statement.
Yeah.
In cricket, full stop.
Yeah. Worst footballer.
He's a rugby league man. I've had numerous conversations around rugby league.
Doesn't even know which foot is his strongest. Like, is he left or is he right foot? He doesn't even know.
Jimmy Neesham just pushed around a bit squarer by Ben Rain.
Oh, no.
But no one's going to stop that. Tucked off the hips for 4. It's a bit loose from Rain. It was pace off that's worked so far. Pace back on that one. That's just tickled tickled away. Who's the best then, Scott? Best you've ever seen?
Oh, best I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
I mean, a bit sloppy from any of that.
Heads in hands from Ash as well.
I think Ben McKinney.
Yeah?
That's sickening, isn't it?
Don't tell him, though. Don't tell him.
He's. I mean, Ben Fawkes, unbelievable footballer as well. Yeah.
Looks to go big Madsen. Big under edge. It's another dot ball. Just 6 off that Ben Rainover, who flaps his hat. Not happy with that penultimate delivery.
I've just got a message from Michael Jones, ex-Durham player who's now at Lancashire.
Put the window out last week.
Yeah, who is clearly listening because he's just messaged me and said, I am the best footballer. Jonesy is a good footballer, to be fair. But he's
deceptively big human, Michael Jones.
He is. But he's not in the Ben McKinney
What
league.
does McKinney do? He's all legs, isn't he?
No, mate, he's an incredible athlete for a big human. Souter to continue. Again, that one just down the leg side. For another big lad, I don't know if Ben Harmison's a pretty decent footballer.
Yeah. Stephen, also very good.
Greedy. Nicely driven down the ground by Guest.
How competitive is the pre-match
Yeah,
football?
it's incredible.
Is it?
Like, we've got a tally in the change rooms of who's top goal scorer, who's had the most cards, who's old v young, who's had the most wins and points.
Is that how you select the team? Old is
yeah,
really
old v
youngsters?
young is, yeah.
Oh, switch hit attempted. Won't beat Parkinson.
Yeah, it's incredibly competitive. Cambo buys into it as well. He's referee. He loves it. Gives his cards out, yellow cards and red cards.
2 goalkeepers, Parky and Ben Rain.
Yeah. I think Ben wins in goal because he doesn't want to run around. Where Parky actually quite enjoys being in goal for some reason.
He's a twisted human, isn't he?
Yeah.
You look at Parky and you won't realise he's unbelievable in the old 2Ks as well. Loves running, shuffling.
He'll do a 650 2K.
He's a good shuffler.
Which is amazing man.
Oh, I thought that was through.
Such good balling from South.
Yeah, just bringing the stumps into play every ball.
No width. I like this change of field here as well. Late in your over, you don't want to get reverse swept or cut to that gap. Put 2 covers in.
Make him play across the
So
line.
I think he should potentially have 2 points.
2 points?
Yeah. To stop that reverse like that. But
that's good for him. That's probably the slowest ball that Souter's bowled, actually. Making it difficult. Madsen, incredible hands.
Great sweeper of a ball, isn't he? I used to hate bowling at him. Could sweep me both ways hard.
I think he's a hockey background.
Yeah. Even in red ball, he used to get down and sweep spinners so well. Not an easy bowler to sweep South, though, because he feels like he gets under the bat, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Another big ball. Get out of the over without a boundary. And even more importantly, it's a dot ball. Good work by Jimmy Neesham in the covers. Another tidy over. The required run rate just starting to climb a little bit here. It's above 9 now, and Durham will be looking to push that to 10s as quick as possible. And once it gets to 10s, it really can go quickly. Especially with 4 wickets down, you'll feel that Derbyshire will be a bit nervous about losing any more wickets.
Yeah, I like this. Parky back on. I know Rainey did okay, but Parky back on. Let's have double spin for 2 or 3 overs.
Yeah, lights are on here.
Went for 18 in his first over.
Yeah, I missed that. I was grabbing my sandwich. I missed his first over.
4 wickets down, Derbyshire. Perhaps Parky's got a bit more protection now. Out of the power play as well. Just 1 off the first ball.
How has Parky been? Because he came in #1 spinner, hasn't started off the year in that role. George Drizzle absolutely deserved an opportunity.
The reverse sweep has missed it. Half appeal from Callum Parkinson, turned down.
Has that impacted Parky around the group? I know you're getting messages left, right, and
I'm
centre
getting
here.
some message about football. Ben Stokes, you're the worst footballer.
Oh. It's nice to see he knows how to use his phone.
Liam Vasquez. 2 left feet for Jonesy. He's having a laugh. Getting some stick.
Another reverse sweep
Just
attempt.
outside the line.
Close that one.
Yeah,
Again, a half appeal from Parky turned down. Stokesy says you're the worst.
Yeah.
What's he like?
He doesn't play anymore. His body's too crippled, isn't it?
Stick to rugby league.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
I like
my God! What a jaffer that
Did
is,
you see,
Parky.
mate? That was incredible, and I love the reaction from Callum Parkinson.
It is so
What a
bumps.
ball that is!
Stumps everywhere.
That curved in with the arm and bit, and it just looks so good.
Amazing. We had such a good view of that from behind, didn't we? That
We both just
curve.
looked at each other there. Wow.
Incredible.
Oh, it's turned a mile.
Yeah, we were hoping it was going to spin a bit more this second half.
Whew. Guest just trying to turn it into the leg side. It's pitched on middle and leg. And he's gone to play it. Just got absolutely none of it.
It looks even better because he's tried to flick it to the leg side with the angle, and it's cleaned the lot up.
He's fallen over. Just middle stump remaining in the ground.
What a reaction.
What does Vic do? Because every time the stumps go flying.
I'll leave him loose.
Absolutely looks phenomenal.
Always a good sign, isn't it, when the stumps get knocked out?
Especially off the spinners.
Yeah.
2 knocked out of the ground.
What a ball that is, by the way.
I thought South was pumped up. Well, Parky's just
Oh, he's
taken
the
it
one.
up a level. Last ball of the over. Round the wicket. Full toss. Driven down the ground. I'll be cut off by Will Rhodes, who prevents the second run as well.
Get rid of it.
Just 4 off the over for Parkinson after an expensive first one, but he's come back and he's bit back with a wicket as well. Derbyshire 71 for 5. And we're halfway through the chase.
Really pulled it back well in the last
Yeah.
few overs.
Definitely.
Derbyshire off to a flyer. I think they were, 52 off the power play. So there you go, just 20 and a few wickets off the last 4 overs.
Yeah.
Excellent work from Souter and Parkinson picking up that huge wicket.
Good from Leasy as well to bring back Parky, I think. Could have easily kept with Rainey, but chopped it and changed it and got Parky back on and it's got us at wicket. I'd like to see these two just go out now. Just do another 4 overs of spin.
Strangle it.
Yeah, just get one more wicket, get Whiteley out now.
Would you try and
Like you think it's
get
game
one
over.
from Ackerman in?
No. I'd stick with these two, to be
Yep.
honest. Big partnership, this. These two
Yeah,
good players of Spain, but
Whiteley capable of
we
clearing
break
the
this
ropes.
partnership now. I'd like to think it's game done.
Oh, he's hit that hard off the back foot. That's excellent fielding out in the deep.
Amazing fielding.
Really
Will
good
Rhodes
work.
down there, long off.
Really good work from Will Rhodes. Got some good movers and big men down in the deep. Casey Aldridge long on, already taken 2 catches today.
Madsen going to try this reverse sweep again. No.
Content. He might just try and get Whiteley on strike here, and he might choose to be the one who goes deep. .97 from 58.
I feel like this is the partnership that's going to win the game for Derby.
Good striker. Whiteley with the ball as he hits that one down to Aldridge at long on. There's probably the tiny little bit of cloud there is just blocking the sun. You can see the lights now on, starting to take effect here. Chesley Street. That's hit back hard, and Souter initially did well to get down to stop it.
Twice his speed.
He copped another one in the leg.
Limping away again.
He's
know
been
what,
hitting the hand and
He's
limbs.
got such skinny legs as well. Like those shin bones. Like the tiny, mate. That's hurt him.
4 runs so far from the over. Can Durham get away another over in without conceding a boundary? He's giving him a bit of width, and Whiteley slaps that one down the ground.
It's a proper slap, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of bottom hand. But a good over from Souter, only goes for 5. He has 2 for 14 from his 3 and has been a real game changer.
And you're right, Scott. It's going to be Parky again.
Yeah.
Sticking with these two. Got the wicket in the last over. Delightful delivery, drifting in, turning away. The dream delivery for a left-arm tweaker.
Got it above 10 and over now.
Yeah. Well, they went at 10s for the first 3 overs, and since then have slowed right down. 6.9, the current rate, 10.3 required. Flicked off the hips. Straight to the man in the deep. Zach folks out there. Just keep it to 1.
Quite like that plan to Whiteley. Around the wicket, no mid-wicket, give him a single.
Yeah, no
like
step hit.
6 and over wins at first, doesn't it?
Backs away, makes a bit of room. I can only punch it down to Will Rhodes for 1.
Yeah, I think every over that you can tick off without conceding a boundary is a big win for Durham at the moment.
That rate can jump up pretty quickly, can't it?
For sure. Oh, is that a softie? Not going to carry.
Just going to drop short. Folks out there. And it was the 8th over was the last boundary scored. Ben Raines slightly loose delivery off the hips. Since then, Durham have firmly been on top. 3 off the over so far. Goes for the reverse.
My God, how was that
How
missed?
is that
And
missed?
it's missed everything. Bat, stumps, and even Ollie Robinson's gloves. And a bit of confusion from Madsen, who sets off for a single.
How is that?
Not going to
bounced
lie,
so
I've
much?
totally switched off waiting for that to come up on the stream there, because that is missed. I can't describe it in my usual manner, but it was very, very close. Oh, it's gone over
How
the
is
top.
that
It's
missed?
so full, I don't know how it's gone over.
Catch it. Oh,
Squirmed away. It's deep backwards point for a single. It's almost landed on the crease and just popped off.
I'll tell you what, if that hits him on the foot, I reckon he's giving
Yeah,
out LB
yeah,
there.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you can tell how much it's popped because it's taken Robinson
It must
by
have
surprise.
hit the foothold.
The foothold.
Must have.
Leg side, picks the gap,
Yeah, it's a nice
Gets
shot,
4.
isn't it?
wristy shot,
Last
out the
ball.
middle. That's the first boundary since the 8th over. Brings up the end of the Parkinson over.
Last ball of the over. That was just power and timing from Whiteley there. Picked the big gap.
Well, he's hit a lot through that region, but not quite hit any that sweetly. 84 for 5 now, Derbyshire through 12.
Just a little bit full last ball, wasn't it, from Cal? Let him get his swing path at it.
Souter to bowl his last over. And again, he cuts
What
that as a
shot that is, by the
left-hander.
way.
Probably better
Reverse
than me and you, that, Budge.
It's a new one.
The reverse cut.
Yeah, that's well bowled, I think, from South. I
Yeah.
think he saw him move and shoved it wider, but also very well played. Us lefties happy with that, are we?
100%. That's unbelievable.
Just watch the replay there of that right-handed, left-handed cut. Is that what you call it?
Yep, that'll do. Nice. From Souter.
Again, just dealing in singles here. Derbyshire trying to be inventive, but I think that's about 4 reverse sweeps in a row which haven't gone to plan.
Yeah. Starting to get a little bit twitchy looking up at that scoreboard now. Oh, that's
big.
massive. That sweep. Scott Borthwick called it earlier. Madsen is an excellent sweeper. He got low. He got underneath that. And that's not easy to do against Nathan Souter and hit that a long way.
Yeah, top shot. I was wondering if they were just going to sort of milk Souths for his last over and sort of see him off. But a top shot.
He tries to sweep
How is
again. That looks straight. It looks close.
Oh, look good.
Umpire Pratt says not out.
Oh, that looked really close. Interesting to see the replay of that.
I thought his finger was going to twitch there.
It's a difficult man to sweep Souter.
Looks good on the replay as well.
Oh,
my
maybe
God,
a bit
that
high.
looks so out.
I think
Souths does
height is the only
Yeah,
thing
maybe
saving him
Souths
there.
does not look happy.
Might have hit him in the ribs, that. This is a left-handed pull shot. He tries to anticipate it.
I mean, that's amazing wrist, isn't it? What a shot that is. Again, it's actually well bowled from Souths because I think he saw him move and try to adapt. But it's such a skillful shot, isn't it?
Jimmy Neesham, I think if he'd have stood still, it would have gone right to Jimmy Neesham, but he 100% tried to anticipate it. And you can't help that. That's just instinct.
Yeah.
He's just had to check himself, Madsen, as well, because it's shorter than he thought it was going to be.
This one is short and pulled away around the corner, and that is another boundary. And this is the over that could kickstart Derbyshire's chase. And goes for 16 this over. And I just said they'll be looking up at that scoreboard a little bit twitchy. And they've managed to get 3 boundaries to finish off the over. Unfortunately for Sauter, that just tarnishes his figures a little bit. As that brings up the Derbyshire 100 off 13. Sauter has 2 for 30 from his 4.
I think we thought Sauter's bowled amazing, and he has bowled really well. But 2 or 3 really good shots actually sort of ruins his figures a bit, doesn't it? 2 for 30. Where
You'd definitely take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Going at 7.5.
The way he bowled, he almost deserved it better, didn't he?
Agree. Ben Rain back into the attack. Beautiful evening here in Chesley Street.
Coming round the wicket to Whiteley. Pace off again, driven out to the sweeper. Colin Ackerman does the work, just a single off it.
So Durham, after conceding that 16, what they don't want to do is now go for another 10 or 12 off this over. Want another quiet one. Just to keep the pressure on Derbyshire.
Just crept themselves back into the game that last over.
Oh,
leg side, but hits the pad.
It's a bit fleshy that as well.
Top ball from Rain.
Probably not the line that Ben Rain wants to bowl.
No, a little bit straight, wasn't it?
No, Madsen just, after that shot, having a practice swing at just lifting it over Parkinson at 45. There's no protection if he can get it past him. Down the ground. Casey Aldridge runs onto it. And again reduces Derbyshire to the single.
Yeah, we did say this is the partnership for Derby, didn't we? 2 very good players. Still think we're only 1 wicket away.
Yeah,
This partnership, I think right back in the driving seat.
Down the ground again. It's going to be another single.
It's good length that from Rain. I like that hard length on this pitch. Pace on or off. That's difficult to get away, especially without width.
Would you stick with spin? Far end, or would you go back to Parky?
What's Parky got? 2? I've got 1 left.
1 left, I think, yeah. Have another one from Parky, or would you get one of the quicks back?
Rain, pace off. Wide.
Oh, that is tight.
Come on, Goffey.
Took a second to think about it, but it extends his arms, and Rainey will have to bowl that one again.
Might have just gripped a little bit, taking it wider, but looked very harsh, that.
Yeah, just looking, you've got 2 from Folkes, 2 from Neesham. Got 1 from Parkinson. So there's almost 5 of his 6.
To the leg side. Just a single out to Ackerman. It's 4-5 off the over from Rain. Derby, 105 for 5 and the wide. There's one more. I've gone early on that.
Just get away with no boundary here for Durham.
Big ball. This
Get out of the over.
Big ball from Rainey. Finish strongly.
Whiteley be looking to go to the leg side.
Yes! Get in, Rainey.
Skittled him. He's gone leg side. Big old swing. He's gone under the bat. Again, just 1 stump standing. Derby now 105 for 6. And that wicket has come at a really important time. These 2 going well. And Whiteley goes for 13.
Michael Goff claiming an assist there by giving that wide earlier in the over.
Exactly.
Might just have had a smile and a chat to Ben Rain.
Yeah.
But that was a big moment in the game. Like, first and last ball of the over are really key moments. And to get somebody of Ross Whiteley's power out of the game is huge for Durham.
Yeah. Huge wicket that from Rainey.
He just keeps doing it, doesn't he, Ben Rain? 2 overs, 1 for 11 for him.
Amazing. His record in this format now is outstanding, isn't it? He knows his role, he knows his skills. It's brilliant. Good move, this.
I like it.
Getting folks back on, yeah, definitely.
So Zach Folkes is going to come on from the Lumley end. Aggressive move from Captain Alex Lees. Slower ball, nicely played. They're going to have a look for 2. Yeah, they don't need Wayne Madsen run out here. Good work from Souter out in the deep.
Still looks like he's struggling a bit with his shin.
He's hobbling away. Little creature.
Made up good ground nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's a big pocket out there, so good work from him. I'll have a chuckle at his expense. Mid-off up in the circle now. Oh,
Catch it.
it's a big shot first ball. Finn Hudson-Prentice, the new batsman, just checking his hamstring there. Swung himself off his feet just about. These folks hit a hard length. I think if he's going to have pace on the ball, that will be the length he'll look to. Madsen the key here. 106 for 6. 107, sorry, for 6. And he gets that full on the leg. Oh, stop it, Ben Rain. Like he was in goal for the warm-up.
Great field in that.
Good backing up from the People's Champ. Graham Clark stopping a second run there.
The People's Champ,
He is.
Clarkie.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Loved by everyone, isn't he?
He is, absolutely.
Parky just having a bit of fun with some of the uni cricketers in the LNER stand.
Getting a bit of grief down there, is he? I hope.
Giving it the old substitution sign.
That is absolutely pummeled through the onside, and we'll go for 4.
Great shot.
Good shot. Pace off into the pitch. Hudson-Prentice not fooled by that one. Waited on it nicely. And found the gap at Cow Corner with a very, very firm pull shot.
It's a hot day, and I know those uni lads have had a few drinks today to quench their thirst, so I shouldn't think Parky's taken any notice of what they're saying.
It's actually a decent crowd tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. Been a great day for cricket.
Perfect day for it.
And this one's hooked away. Down to Graham Clark, who just gets done by the spin. Awful caught in between attacking the line of the ball and then just getting done.
Not sure everyone loves him now.
Yeah. Well, Zach Folkes definitely not.
Yeah. Oh, Clarkie.
He knows, and everybody's thinking spin, spin.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that one just checks on him at the last moment.
It took about 4 skips before it did anything.
Yeah, it did.
This one's pulled away out into the deep again. And Souter is unable to stop that one, so that's 3 boundaries in a row. And Hudson-Prentice is off to a flyer.
Putting himself about, Nathan Souter. Superman dive over the ropes.
It's ended up being a big over that for Derby, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Good start from Hudson-Prentice.
3 4s
15
in a
off
row,
it.
15 off it. Yeah, bang on, George. 120 for 6 now.
That rate has gone from 6.9 to 8 over the course of about 3 overs.
49 from 30 required. Big moments. Speaking of big moments and big players, Parkinson back into the attack to bowl his last.
Oh, he loves a big moment.
Yeah.
Madsen
Come
going
on,
well.
Park.
34
Be the match winner and get Wayne Madsen out.
off 28. Come around the wicket. Maybe 2 is the shout from Madsen. He's found the gap and he comes back. It's good running.
Yeah, out in the deep there, folks. Set up for the reverse sweep. So there's a big gap just in front of point.
It's dropped into the gap. This one will be kept to 1.
He's been in this position many times, Wayne Madsen, hasn't he? He's such a good, experienced player in this format. He's the big wicket for us now.
And the cover, the offside sweeper moving from a backwards point to a cover region. 3 out on the leg side. And it is into the offside.
Wow.
And the fielder's moved into the covers. But that's hit too well. It's too good.
Great shot. It's a lovely.
That's 4 for Hudson
start
Prentice.
from Hudson-Prentice. And he's put
He's
us on
flying.
Put us on the back foot, isn't he? That's what, 17 from 5.
That's it, yeah.
Four boundaries in 5 balls.
That's a proper cricket shot as well. Comes down the track. Just carves it through the offside. Rocks back.
Good dot, Callum. Good dot. Every dot's a little win, isn't it?
Absolutely, mate.
7 off it so far. 2 to come. 42 to win. Reverse sweep. Doesn't find the gap, but will come through for the single.
Good fielding, Souths.
I like the fact that he's changed the field and made him play a shot that he's probably not his power shot. His reverse sweep there.
Strange option with the 3 men there.
Yeah, get out of the over, Parkinson.
Goes to reverse again.
Straight up.
Big
Catch
top edge.
that. Yeah.
Safe hands from Will Rhodes. And Parky is loving it out there. You said, Ashes, the man for the big occasion, for the big moment. And that feels like a very big moment. Madsen goes 37 off 30.
You look confused.
I thought that had gone straight up in the air. He's been caught on the line at long off, but long on.
Another bit more of it. It would have gone for 6.
That's incredible.
Massive wicket though.
Wow.
Is that the match winner? Is that the game changer that has just swung it our way?
It's a big moment.
Huge.
Madsen goes for 37 from 31. 3 4s and a 6.
Good comeback from Parky after his first over.
Might just change the way that Hudson Prentice has to play here. He's going to be the one that has to be there at the end.
But at the same time,
Thompson in, is it? Yeah. I was just guessing by the length of him.
Needs to stick around, but they still need 10 and over.
Jimmy Nish back into the attack. So he's got options here, Alex Lees. He's got 2 from Rain, 2 from Neesham, and 1 from Folkes to finish off. That's always the beauty of getting even that 1 over in from Aldridge. It did go for 11, but it gives you those options at the death.
Definitely, yeah.
Has that gone straight up? Can Aldridge get there?
Yes.
Oh, yes, he can. 2 wickets in 2 balls. Has turned this game on its head. Casey Aldridge moved beautifully to that, settled under it early.
Doesn't drop them, does
And
he?
by the look of him, he's got massive mitts.
Massive hands.
And that
He doesn't
ball
drop them.
disappeared into those big hands. Jimmy Neesham, 2 for 10. Hudson Prentice is the man to go. This time 18 from 8. 128 for 7. And Derbyshire just slumping here after a dangerous partnership.
2 men at the crease now, neither having faced the ball.
2 men on naught. Perfect scenario for a ball inside that.
It's difficult enough to get going straight off the mark, but when you need over 10 and over, and Jimmy Neesham's bowling at you, it's even more difficult.
Game over now. I'm confidently saying that, Ash.
Badger's gone early.
Yeah.
Crowd getting involved thanks to DJ Wiggy upstairs. Has been a beautiful day for cricket.
Yeah, it has. Amazing.
Gazanfar, the new batter at the crease. One's hit hard down the ground. He'll just pick up the 1. And that just changes the atmosphere in the ground. 128 for 8 now. Just Pat Brown in the dugout to come. As we hit 9 o'clock on a beautiful Wednesday evening here in Chesley Street. Banks Homes Riverside. Early call of yes from Thompson.
Leezy picked it up. It would have been a
Interesting.
chance, yeah.
Instead, he's probably got a face full of footholes. The skipper. He's changed and used his bowlers well tonight, Scott.
Yeah, he has. He's chopped and changed, especially Parky and Rainey, I think. He sort of chopped and changed them, never let a batter settle. Yeah, and we said at half time that the 3 or 2 spinners are going to be key.
Ooh, that's going to
That'll
be a wide, is it?
They've got 4 wickets between them.
Yeah.
And Rainey's got the other one. It's been a big part of our game, isn't it?
As you said as well, impressive comeback from Parky.
Yeah.
18 off his first over, and then he's come back and got a couple of massive wickets.
Well, exactly. I think it's more who he's got. He's got Wayne Madsen, who is a very, very good player, and he also bowled an absolute jaffer to Brooke Guest.
Oh, yeah. That was good. This one, a low full toss. Hit to mid-on, will just be one more.
If you're going to miss a Yorker, you'd rather a low full toss than a half volley.
Yeah, you're right. Not an easy ball to hit, a low full toss.
Derbyshire just dealing in singles again. 4 from it so far.
Tough. 11 and over required. Just 2 wickets remaining. 2 relatively new batters at the crease. This is the perfect scenario at the moment for Durham. This is where you want to ice the game.
Oh,
it's hit back hard at Neesham.
It's hurt him as well. Little stinger on the right hand. That's just pure reactions.
It was like the one he caught.
Oh,
Lancashire.
How good was that?
Yeah, beauty. Absolute beauty. One hand.
He's a freakish cricketer, I think, Jimmy Neesham. Like, he'll do things a bit like that, same with bat, ball, and fielding. I think he's quite the cricketer, I think.
It's hurt the big man there. Just struggling a little bit.
His bowling hand as well.
Just trying to, might have gone numb. Sometimes they just go a bit numb, don't they? You get them on the end of the finger.
Up there as well at the moment. Temperature might have dropped a little bit.
So Parky took some hand warmers out earlier at the start of the innings.
Yeah.
Then got rid of them straight away down next to the Toblerone there.
Yeah. Always nice to keep your fingers warm as a spinner, though.
Good change of pace from Neesham. There's another dot. And these dots are really starting to hurt Derbyshire now. Just the 18 balls left. 37 to win. That run rate required just nudging 12.
It's going to be Ben Rain again from the Finkel end.
Stick with these two. Maybe finish with Folks.
Yeah. Yeah, potentially.
Beautiful sunset, as you can see there.
Yeah, after a week of rain, it's been the perfect day for cricket.
Yeah. I'm pleased that wind's gone. We had a month of really strong winds as well.
Nothing worse than wind, is
Horrible.
What in any sport?
Yeah.
Wind is no good.
Well, we've had a week of rain, but there's still time for just a little bit more. Ben Rain from the Finkel end.
Nice.
Cheers, Ash. That's in his foot.
God,
what
Rainey.
a touch.
And he looks around, soaks up the applause. Who says he's a keeper? Get him outfield.
That is brilliant.
I'd say Goffey's pretty happy he stopped that as well, I reckon.
Yeah. What a touch that was.
Killed it dead as well.
That would have hurt, surely.
I reckon it's taken both feet as well. Right, oh no, straight on the right boot. Fair play. Slower this time. Up into the air, and that is absolutely huge into the LNER stand. Put down in the crowd.
What a swing of the bat that is.
Couple of blokes going for a one-hander. None of them get it.
I thought he clothed that.
That's the biggest of the day, that.
Yeah, I
by
think you're
miles.
Gazan Far has got all of that, and that has gone far. Reaching outside off stump and absolutely
Thought he likes that one.
I do. It's 2 in a row.
It's gone again.
Old
This
Rashid
time,
wrists.
just for one, thought about coming back. If I knew, I would have chucked the puns in earlier.
Hey, I'm a big fan of that.
Unfortunately, I'm all out now.
And hopefully Derbyshire are next.
Hey, there we go. Open goal.
Keep them coming, like. Keep them coming.
Slower again. Slapped into the covers. Go for the single.
Just a bit wide, wasn't it, the throw?
Yeah.
Quite a friendly throw from Leesy as well. Bit of loft on it.
Did his best to wipe all 3 stumps out the ollie.
I guess at this point, with
Set them up like that.
with no cover behind, is 1 run better than buzzers. So
Sometimes you don't get the ball right in your hand as well. I think that might have been that occasion there.
Might have been in two minds whether to throw it or not.
Yeah.
Whether he needed to throw it.
Either way, they scamper through for the single. 8 off it so far. 29 to win. Off the last 2 and a bit overs.
Nice healthy crowd watching on the stream. Oh no,
leg
I
side.
thought that was
got
5.
away with that.
He has got away with it. A leave would have brought a wide.
And probably 5 wides.
Well, that's a leg bite, and they scamper through.
Yeah, healthy crowd. Thanks for watching us tonight. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. Stay in touch with everything that Durham cricket has to offer. All the notifications for live matches and interviews coming your way. That's a great Yorker.
Leg stump Yorker. Flicked away for a single to Colin Ackerman, who rushes in. Prevents them coming back for 2. That's the end of another over. 142 for 8. 2 to go and 27 to win.
What was your predictions, half-time?
I said 20. You said 15.
Yeah.
I'll be very happy if it's 1 or 2 runs at the moment, if I'm honest with you. Just need to get this one over the line and try and build some momentum into the campaign.
It's such a competition for that, isn't it, momentum? You can get on the right side of it. You string 3 or 4 wins in together. Shoots up the table, doesn't it? And it is a group.
It's tight table as well, isn't
anyone can beat anyone, can't they? You see that every year, but this Northern group, it is very, very tight. And so 2 or 3 wins together pumps up the league, doesn't it? Yeah.
Just the single there from Jimmy Neesham. Thompson yet to get going. 4 from 6. Tough time to bat, isn't it? That you come in these situations, it's all on you. You know, if you get out, then you're gone. But you need to go at 12 plus. What are we now? 14 and over.
Just lost too many wickets in clunks, didn't the Derby? I think sort of 6, 7, 8 overs. We lost 3, 4 wickets, didn't there? It's tough to come back from when you lose your wickets in clusters like that.
It's those partnerships. Oh, Jimmy Neesham right on the money.
Great bowling.
Is he going to ping it? He is. Well, wide of the mark. Excuse me. Throat getting a bit dry. Been a long day in the comms box. Been a good one though. Enjoyed the game earlier. Didn't go Durham's way with the Bears women getting home. Excellent knock from Maddie Villiers. We've seen an excellent knock in the first innings here from Ollie Robinson. Will that be enough for Durham at the moment? You're saying yes. Jimmy Neesham still feeling that hand. Gives a little ring out before he charges in. That's driven down the ground. Durham more than happy with ones.
Yeah, it's jumped to 15 required now.
Yeah, it's a cruel look now every time you bowl a ball and it doesn't go for a boundary.
Yeah, 24 from 9 balls.
It's a tough ask.
Yeah.
2 tail enders at the crease. Still sitting on the edge of my seat, I'm not going to lie.
Should be comfortable now, surely.
Should be. But we are Durham. Oh my God.
Oh my God, what a shot that is.
Oh, no. Yeah, baby. Oh, goodness sake. Zach Folks will not take... Oh, he's given 6.
He's given it 6.
It looked too good to be true.
Yeah. There's a great bit of athleticism down on the boundary.
Who is it down there?
Is it Bass?
Do you know what? It actually does look like Bass. Is somebody off the field?
Not sure.
Can we get a replay?
I think it's just his left foot there. Stood on the toe bone. Almost.
Unbelievable
Sensational
hands,
work.
what I will say.
Well, I was watching the warm-ups just before they went out, and Jimmy Neesham was practicing this pairs work on the
I
road.
reckon that's incredible honesty, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't be dishonest, but I reckon if he said he'd caught that, that's
getting
out.
away with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not clear. His foot hit the toe one there. And good on him. Good on him for doing it.
18 from 8 now. Neesham hits the pitch hard. That is serious bat speed.
That is proper swing of the bat, isn't it?
Oh my God. It's like the major leagues.
Where's he going as well? He's having
I
a
don't know.
wander.
He's off on one, isn't he?
He's gone to deep point.
I love it. He bowled beautifully as well, didn't he?
He did.
I don't think he's going to get anything in the slot from Jimmy Neesham after that incredible helicopter flick down to deep square. Bastelida doing brilliantly, but not quite. Oh, and that was Slotsville, but pace off. Very clever from Jimmy Neesham. Derbyshire require 18 from 6. Great spell from Jimmy Neesham. 2 for 23 from his 4.
Yeah, good bit of bowling that. Went fast on the 5th ball and then changed up slower ball on the last. Sometimes when batters have got really fast swings like that, change-ups are really good. Good to go. Like you said, that he was over through his shot, wasn't he?
It's experience, isn't it? You know, been there, done it many times around the world in different circumstances. Ben Rain has 18 to play with.
Final over, 1 for 20 off his first 3. Pace off, big swing, very little contact, big contact with the stumps. And Thompson is skittled for 5. The game wasn't done before, Scott.
Yeah,
is it done now?
It's done now. I'm telling you, it's done 3 overs ago.
Mate, even Parky knocked 2 stumps out the ground, Rainey. What's going on?
I think Parky was faster than that.
I think Ollie's held them up, to be fair. But clever again from Ben Rain. Clever from Durham. They've changed their pace at the right times.
Yeah. And they got a spot on, haven't they?
Well, he needed to go for it, Thompson.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of if you miss, I'll hit. Ben Rain very much hit.
Great stuff. Durham 1 wicket away from victory. Derbyshire 18 from the remaining 5 balls.
Pat Brown, the final man in. 18 to get off 5. Quite the task for the quick. And it's prodded into the leg side.
He's obviously decided that he is not the man to hit these boundaries. That was equivalent of a bunt in baseball. That.
To be fair, I thought Alex Thompson was going to do the same. I thought he was just going to get off strike.
It's almost like French cricket.
Gazanfar, 16 off 10. And he needs 17 more. Long on, long off. Deep cover, deep mid-wicket, deep square. Doesn't matter where they are, it's going to have to go over their heads.
Oh, Rainey will be loving this build-up as well.
Gazanfar just taking a minute to adjust his gloves. Set himself. As Rain makes some last-minute adjustments. Comes in over the wicket.
How was that? Yeah.
Gone.
Stumped anyway. Ollie Robertson's cleaned him up.
The game. Derbyshire all out.
Brilliant
for
from
152. Durham win by 16 runs. And it's Ben Rain who's done the business at the business end. Some great performances all round from Durham. In the first knock, Ollie Robinson with a T20 best. 70 off 46 before he was hit leg before wicket, and then Derbyshire flew out of the blocks, 33 off the first 3 overs. And then from then, really stalled. Some big wickets along the way. Callum Parkinson, having been expensive in his first over, came back and bit back hard with a couple of big wickets. And it was when Madsen went for 37, Court Rhodes bowled Parkinson, that Scott Borthwick said the game was done. And it wasn't until the 20th over, that it was properly done. Ben Rain, 2 wickets. And Derbyshire all out for 152. And Derbyshire, from their 5 games in the Blast, still yet to pick up a victory. Durham have now played 4, won 2, lost 2. That felt like a big win.
George, thank you much both for your absolutely class commentary and for the first time this season here at the Banks Homes Riverside, handing me a win in the Davenue studio here. I am with Badge and Ash, who have just stopped celebrating boundary ropes, shaking hands with the Derbyshire Falcons team after that 16-run win. I have to say, while you might not be good at predicting delivery, certainly you, Badge, both of you pretty much on the money in terms of your predictions. I asked you in the interval, what is it going to be? You said Durham win. Badge, you said by 20, I think, wasn't it? Sorry, did you say 15? Ash said 20. So in between yous, you pretty much got there.
Yeah. 2 good guesses, wasn't it?
Broken clock's right twice a day,
exactly,
isn't it?
yeah.
What's the lottery numbers this week,
Oh,
lads?
God,
'Cause
I wish I knew.
Look, seriously good performance as the lads trudged back up the stairs. Trudged 3 steps indeed after a professional performance, you would have.
Yeah, definitely. We said at half time, 170, 168 could and should be enough if we bowl well. And I thought, obviously they would go off to a flyer, but I thought we pegged it back with Souts and Parky and Rainey in the middle, like we said was going to be key.
Yep.
I thought Souts was outstanding. I mean, that last over when Madsen hit him for 16 and over sort of ruined his figures a bit. I mean, look, 2 for 30 you take, but it could have easily been 2 for 18, 2 for 30. That's 2 for 20. But a really professional performance, I think, from the guys. Fielded really well. So really good ground field in the deep. And I thought the seamers were excellent as well, just changing up their pace, bowling into the surface when they had to. But yeah, really professional performance.
The spinners probably just by a fingertip the difference in that bowling performance, we would have thought. So Ash, what's Spanish for tremendous spinning?
Tremendous spinning. I don't know, we need George's accent, don't we? He came up with one in the field earlier.
I was listening enthralled to the breakdown of Spanish on commentary today.
Yeah, I think we've outplayed them today. I think we've had that one big partnership that's made the difference. We've had that one key innings that's made the difference. And I thought our bowlers were executed a little bit better than what they did. Yeah. You know, winning by 16 runs is pretty comfortable in the end. And the boys will be really happy in them change rooms. They'll sit down, they'll be pretty satisfied, and they'll know they've got to win at home as well. Yeah. Like I say, we want to turn this ground into a fortress. We want people to be uncomfortable coming here. 3 games on the road now, unfortunately for the boys, but they can take some momentum into that road trip.
Absolutely. Look, he might be absolutely terrible at football, Badge, but Soutsy's a popular lad in the dressing room, isn't he? And a really nice lad. And you kind of look at him and you think, you deserve these sorts of performances.
Yeah, definitely. Well. I said on comms early on, he's a great lad. He's a very likeable lad in the dressing room. And he's very experienced in this format now, and he's very good at what he does. He backs his variation, he backs his skill, and he's very hard to get away. We were saying he's not easy bowler to sweep. I know Wayne Madsen got him away a couple of times, but he's very rarely gets swept or gets hurt, does he? And I'm really buzzing for him and Parky as well. Yeah. I think it's for a couple of years now, the pair of them have done really well here in T20 cricket. Yeah. So it's nice that we've gone back to that, and the 2 spinners have got their 4 overs in and got 4 wickets between them, and we're outstanding.
I want to talk to you both about honesty in the game and sportsmanship in the game, because let's face it, there was an absolutely fantastic show of honesty on that boundary rope just before Ash.
Yeah, there was.
Do you reckon if you would have done that if it needed 6 to win?
I don't know. Listen, fair play to Zach. He signalled 6. I had a dumb look on my face, which happens probably 95% of the day. But incredible athleticism from Buster Leader, who was on for Souts' chicken legs. He'd gone off, and what a brilliant piece of fielding. And I thought he'd lobbed the easiest catch of all time to Zach Folkes, who then turned around and went, no, it was 6. Yeah. I honestly think if they'd have turned around and said, yeah, that's out, then the umpires probably had nowhere to go and would have gone with the fielders. Yeah.
I mean, it filled the entire ground. The music came on. Obviously, DJ Wiggy stuck the music straight on.
Well,
it looked for me a wonderful catch.
It did look an amazing catch. And I said at half time, guys practice those types of catches now. Diving across the boundary, flicking it back. It's a skill that is practiced. So it's no surprise when guys do it. But it still looks amazing when it does happen. But yeah, great bit of honesty, and like I say, it would have been interesting if Baz would have done that if they did need 6 to win off the last ball.
Bloody Kiwis. Too nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
We don't, luckily for us, we don't even need to analyse that because it's all a hypothetical situation.
Do you think it was Baz or do you think it was Zach that was...
Oh, Zach give it 6.
Oh, right. Yeah, Kiwi, too nice.
Yeah, ran straight back, didn't it?
Ridiculous.
Can't be having that. Looking at the overall context of the season, then, lads, we touched upon it before, but it's one of those games, yes, albeit against a winless in 5 Derbyshire Falcons side, where many would have expected Durham at home to come through with a win. But how important is this a win just to kickstart some momentum, would you say, Ash?
Huge. Absolutely huge. I mean, that table's really tight. The North Group is so competitive. Every win is that step towards quarterfinals and finals day. You know, that's where we want to be. We want to be on the big stages. We're one of the few clubs that have yet to raise this trophy, and that's something that we're desperate to put right. So, yeah, another 2 points towards our goal.
Yeah, and a streak on the road next, Badge. I mean, they're 3 pretty tricky away games as well before we're back here in Chestler Street next Friday, taking on those rivals Yorkshire, which should be an absolutely tremendous occasion. So, by the time we come back here to the Daffy News studio on the 20th of June, I think it is, against Yorkshire, how many points would you have wanted from those 3 away games?
3 tough away games. There's at Northampton on Friday,
Yeah.
and then I think it's York on
Yorkshire on the Sunday.
That's at York, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is an outground which
Anything can happen.
generally anything can happen. It can be really, really high scoring because generally the grounds are quite small. I don't think I've ever been to York, so I don't know what that ground's like, but the pitch could be indifferent. And obviously we've got to Worcester on Wednesday, which is generally a good pitch for T20 batting.
Yes.
But look, we've had a great win tonight. Winning is a habit. This competition feeds momentum. If we can go another 2 wins on Friday, Sunday, that shoots us right up to the table. Like Ash said, this Northern Group is so competitive. It's so tough.
Yeah.
It feels like anyone can beat anyone. And you're never out of it. You can lose 2 or 3, but still qualify.
Yeah.
But like I say, if we can get a bit of a winning streak going now, shoot us up the table, and they'll be proud of that performance tonight because it was an excellent performance, some really, really good standout, and the boys will be happy in there tonight.
Absolutely. Crucial win then for Durham in the Vitality T20 Blast 2025, which brings us to the end of another Durham Live. Ash, Scott, thank you so much as ever for your time. Badge, brilliant to have you back. Are you back with us at all in the studio?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
Pretty busy.
You're still in talks of the contract?
Yeah. I mean, I'll speak to the club and see what they can do.
Stick a few extra zeros on the end, mate. That'll usually do it straight away. But listen, thank you very much, lads. Really appreciate it. Of course, to George Gompertz on commentary, to Cody Yousef, of course, who joined us here in the Daffy News studio, and to Polly Starkey as well for her wonderful commentary during the women's game, most certainly. And thank you to all of you for watching wherever you are in the world, or if you're watching exclusively live on Fancode in India. Thank you very much for your support and for continuing to watch Durham Live. Look, it was a double-header today, wasn't it? 1 out of 2 isn't bad. The women couldn't quite get over the line against the Bears, but Derbyshire, Ollied, Souted, Derbyshire were definitely Durhamed, more certainly, at the Banks Homes Riverside. Durham march on to 3 tricky away fixtures. We'll see you back here in the Daffy News studio for Durham Live very shortly indeed. From me, Andy Sixsmith, from all of us here at Durham Live, thanks for watching. See you later.